start talking again when it's done.
You're live now.
Hello, everybody. Sorry we're a little late today.
That's her fault. And in honor of that,
it is actually
go.
it's a mixture of both of our faults this time.
What do you mean? No, it's not a mixture. I had everything ready to go, and then you said I'm late.
What? Yeah, I said I'm late because I was late.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That's your fault.
Because there were some things that there was some breaking news, and then as soon as it was right at 8:45, which we moved the time back to from our normal 8:30 time slot, and you went, "Be right back." I
went to downstairs to get beer. That's my excuse.
Yeah,
That's yours.
Well, hello, everybody. Oh, what is this quote? Misogynist, a man who hates women as much as women hate one another. Oh, it is H.L. Mencken, of course, because that is a truly accurate as hell quote. Wowee. That's true naming women hardcore.
By the way, if you guys have never read, he was an old journalist as part of the sort of the old right movement of early 1930s to 50s.
Very worth reading some of his stuff because god damn.
Yeah, he's a very kind of, I won't say pretentious, but he does have a kind of snooty styles of writing. But his writing is base as shit. Like if you read it, well, like holy crap. He has said some potentially racist things.
But what is he writing?
But someone said it's because he was not really a racist. He was just a product of the times. Because
everybody he died in 1956.
Okay,
he was born in 1880. So yeah,
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
That's one of those things that really frustrates me about H.P. Lovecraft, right? Because people go, oh, he was a horrible racist, and it's like actually, first of all, that was totally normal. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I mean, that's just the way everybody was in New England in 1910. Yeah. Okay. And secondly, if you read his later letters, he laments his own racist beliefs that he had when he was younger. So I'm sorry. We really would like to use all of Lovecraft's material, but and steal all of his ideas, but we have to make sure that we condemn him because of the name of his cat. Do you know what the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat was? Spoon.
Go on.
I'll type it because I can't say it. It was a black cat. That was his name.
Let me see. I'm guessing he didn't take the cat outside because that's not something you can shout a mission like the Deep South, maybe?
No, he was from New England. Do not type the name of the cat.
By the way, did you know we have... Do you see that?
Yeah.
We have a suite with that name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not joking.
Yep.
I wonder if I can actually... Hold on.
The name of the cat was N-word Man. That was it. Just for those who are not aware.
Hold on.
It was the N-word and then man.
Can I...
Was it his dad's cat? Hasselhoppe? Oh, interesting. I didn't actually know that. Yes, Joggerman. There you go.
I'm wondering, can I...
no,
okay.
Well, if you're wondering, the answer is probably no.
No, it's... I want to put this on the screen without having the text, because the text contains gamer words.
If it's just text, I don't know. Can you blur it out? Because it'll offend Susan's sensibilities.
Hold on.
Just for there to be a word that exists in freaking, like, it has to be at least 80% of rap songs, but still, I don't think we have, even you're an African, though. Again, you should be allowed to say gamer words.
Yeah, you'd think so. I am a minority in my own country. That is technically speaking. Okay, so do you see this on the screen right now? Right? This is called N-Balls. Okay, this was a suite.
Right. Yeah, yes. I've seen these before.
Yeah, this is a suite that we had in... I think we still have them, actually. I don't know what we call them. I don't. Okay, look, we've had this name for like the 70s. It's just
Right.
it's funny because
Can
if
you
you
say it
suck
in
them, they turn
Dutch?
white.
You can say it in or Afrikaans or whatever.
No, we just have it's just called
Oh, it's just called that. Oh, it just okay.
Yeah, that's just like
Also,
the name.
Tato chip. No, I didn't see it. Where did you post that in the Discord? Or I'm not sure. If I
Yeah, Stanton just says N balls. Like, yeah, that is go and Google right now or whatever.
I mean, the word it comes from literally negro, meaning
Yes.
black.
Yeah, but if you type in the N-word hard R balls into images, you'll get this. You'll see it's a sweet from South Africa since like the 1970s. I don't know why we called it that. I don't know
Because
why
they're black.
it's
That's why.
I don't know
Because
why
they're
it's I don't know why it's socially acceptable. We just like, oh yeah, it's just what it's called.
Well, back in the day, do you know what they used to call Brazil nuts?
This is an unusual way to start the stream.
I know we are starting to change. We're gonna get to the Bidens in a second. Oh, Tato chip. Let me. I'll check that out just now. They used to call them N-word toes.
Why?
My look, because they're brown and they are kind of somewhat toe shaped, sort of. I guess my grandmother called them that, like, and without like skipping a beat, right? Just now she died. I think it's probably been maybe 5 years since maybe 4 years since grandma passed away, but she was 102. So you know what I mean? Like, it was a different time.
I need to find a way to say the N-word without saying the G's. Like, say it in a Dutch way. Like, nich. I kind of want to say it that way. It'll just sound weird. I can't obviously say it, but, you know. Yeah, but I don't know why we had that as a switch that we had back home. Every time we do a show, we end up talking about food. I don't know why. It seems to be. It's very popular with people for some bizarre reason. Is that what you see now?
I don't have anything to say about food, but I got this rose liquor. What's it called? It's called like a taste of rose or something. I sent it to you earlier.
It sounds like a porn star's name. Or name for a porn.
It's called Lanique, which even more sounds like a porn star.
That even more sounds like a dodgy porn star.
Excuse me. It's called Lanique. Spirit of Rose.
Oh yeah, it's a stripper. That's a stripper's name.
That is 100% a stripper's name. Lanique, the Spirit of Rose.
Yeah,
wowee.
It sounds like a high-end one as well.
But I will say it tastes exactly like Turkish Delight. It's really good. If you like rose Turkish Delight.
Turkish Delight is an abomination, Aiden.
How dare you? I love Turkish Delight.
Why?
Because it's tasty.
Okay, chat, if you like Turkish Delight in the chat, press 1. If you don't, press 2.
Alright, and I've put it a freaking poll.
Polls take too long.
Does it?
Yes.
Do they, though? Alright.
Turkish Delight, no, I am voting no.
While we're collecting your data to sell to the Chinese. Oh, wait.
This isn't fucking TikTok.
I know it's not.
People vote yes. You people are terrible. You have bad taste in food.
It's good. It's tasty.
It's
most people have never had it. The problem is most people have never had it. I like rose flavor.
It's gross.
There's in like kulfi, Indian ice cream or whatever. Hell yeah, rose water. Absolutely.
I don't like polls. I'm a monarchist. Polls mean dick to me. Oh, okay. Here's another controversial one. Okay. Here's 3 foods that are very... Okay, one of these I think only like Australians or English people will know. Bovril or Marmite.
I love Bovril. I don't care for Marmite.
Okay. The other one is licorice.
I like licorice.
And the last one is marzipan.
Oh, and be clear, black licorice. I love marzipan. The only problem I have with marzipan is that too much of it always gets used. Do you ever had these things where they're
monoclist?
Monoclist, where it's marzipan, but it's shaped like it's just pure marzipan. They put like a little bit of like citric acid in it or something, and it's shaped like a little fruit. I used to love those as a kid. Used to get them. Like I'll show you. I'll see if I can find a picture.
I agree with kids. They're disgusting.
I would say marzipan is probably the one I like the least out of those because it's basically, I mean, it's almond. If you like, do you like almonds?
I do, but I don't like marzipan. Licorice is Dutch,
It's
is it?
Marzipan's made from ground almonds.
No, I know that, but I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with the Tyro.
It's too
so
sweet.
dry.
Yeah.
It's too sweet and too dry. I do agree that it's too sweet and too dry. But you ever seen
That also describes white wine.
Oh yeah, well, I do like white wine, but I prefer
I prefer
rosé.
red. Yeah.
Look at these little
The
things.
sweetest
though.
I've ever. What the hell is it?
That's marzipan.
Do you know what
In the
that
shape
looks
of-
like?
What does it look like? Put on the screen
Oh,
so
okay,
you can see
hold on,
what we're
let's
talking
see.
about, please.
Okay.
And remove the the N-word thing that you have up there.
How dare you insult the? Yeah. No.
Is there rose water in marzipan? That might be why I like it. Oh shoot.
Licorice is high in fructose corn syrup in Yankee Land, maybe. I don't think we have it over in Dutchoidville.
No, I've never seen rose water in marzipan. I
It
might
might
have
be-
misunderstood.
No, but if you've ever okay, this is going like
We're going on.
several
We
years.
gotta look. We're acting like we've got dementia, like Joe Biden here. And speaking of which,
We do. It's just mine
You
is
have dementia?
mine is induced by alcohol, and so is yours. His is induced by age.
yes, and
go.
also maybe a big fucking hearty whiff. Oh, you're in here. Okay, cool. Would you mind bringing up the?
I was gonna say I'm already there. What are you making me for?
I don't know. I'm just double checking.
Okay, no. The other thing I was
no
gonna
pants,
point
maybe.
out.
I think I just like rose water. I think that's the thing.
No,
But,
is the little fruits. This is going to be an obscure reference, but if
Okay.
you've ever watched Futurama like years ago, like, I think the first
yeah,
season, like the
Yeah.
mini fruit tree that I think Amy gives to Fry for the housewarming, it looks
Mm-hmm.
like those things.
Except they're made entirely out of marzipan.
Yes,
I
But
love
but
those.
that doesn't. Funny, however, it did it. It looks. What's the green things? That's supposed to be apples, I think.
Yeah, it's little apples and pears and
They look
oranges.
really real.
I know. Some of them look like super real. Type in like marzipan fruit, and you'll see what
Also,
I'm talking about.
how big is the bowl? Because I can't really
They're-
tell how
they're
big it
very
actually is.
tiny.
It looks
They're
tiny.
pears. Oh, hey, thank you, Bill. Marzipan fruits. It's very hot, obviously. How are you coping with it?
Oh, that's a good point. If I want to say the game word, I just need to get a soundboard with Uncle Ruckus.
Spoon,
Can I do
how are
that?
how are you coping with the heat?
I'm currently shirtless.
Well, all right. There's gonna be thirst probably somewhere. I'm trying to find a comparative size. to show you how
I am
big
a
these
very
are.
good-looking man, so I'm okay with that.
I'm trying to find like a I mean, I wouldn't deny. But
Thanks for that.
no, because you know, and that's the problem. That's what I don't like is that you know it, and then it's like,
Oh, do you know
nah.
what's the funniest thing? Because I go on a chat site to troll because it's funny, and like the place that I go to is like overwhelmingly full of black people, but there's like one or two black people who are like really really based. Ricky
Yeah.
and Venom, and they're really really cool because Ricky is so fucking good at trolling, and I think he's from
Which Ricky?
no, he's from
Hey, Ricky Burbick is good at
no. It's a different. It's Ricky. I think Ricky's from Haiti actually. He's from Caribbean regions. But he's so fucking solid at trolling, and he's very like pro Empire, at least in his trolling. And there's another guy,
Yeah.
Venom, who is hood as holy shit,
Okay, here we go.
but he's a big Trump fan. And there's one girl there who is
Sure.
ghetto as fuck, and I mean. Like everything that you can't stand in a stereotype, like loud, obnoxious, talks bullshit, and is constantly seeking attention while wearing somebody else's hair. She's that. And I went on camera like a couple of days ago, and she usually would always give me shit because I would troll her because she's an
Oh, you told me
obnoxious-
about this. Yeah, you told me about this.
obnoxious ghetto chick, yeah. And as soon as she saw me on camera, she lost her fucking mind. She was like, oh my god, who the hell? This guy's beautiful. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's a person who would trash me constantly, and as soon as they see my face, like, I can't be mad at this motherfucker. Look at me, beautiful. I'm like, okay, this is
it's
so weird.
legitimately that fucking stone toss meme, where it's like, what was it? The I'm racist stone toss meme where the guy just walked up to the black chick. He's like, I'm racist, and then she
Yes.
goes, ooh.
Yeah, because I'm like, what the hell? Like, this person would give me shit constantly, and now it's like, I'm not gonna shit talk you more because you're really pretty.
Also, I sent you a picture of the size comparison.
It's weird because being called beautiful as a guy is unusual. Like handsome is like rugged, but like beautiful is unusual.
Look, it's a very funny situation, but I don't like that it happened because you really don't need it for your ego.
Why? Because my ego is massive already.
It's already huge. It can't handle much more.
Okay, now, but here's the thing, right? I hate saying this because it sounds so conceited. I'm aware that I'm very pretty, but here's the thing: I hate boasting about it for like a legitimate reason because like you win a genetic inheritance. Like you didn't do anything.
No, you're in shape though. You take care of yourself, so
yeah. Like I eat well, but that's because I have discipline, and because when I look at food,
you like lift weights and shit too, though. So
I haven't in a while because my gym is really gay, and they kicked me out because I wouldn't clean everything like an obsessive germophobic git. But essentially,
you could just wipe it down after you've used the machine, Mike.
No.
Why not?
Because it's so like the people would give me. No, I'll tell you this, okay? I literally got shit. Like I'll tell you the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first time this jackass approached me is after the workout. I'm bone fucking dry, right? I literally sit on the machine because my shoulder was feeling kind of dinky. I literally lift the shoulder press. I
fucked up my shoulder somehow today. I don't know what the fuck I did. Sorry, go ahead.
I sat on the machine with no weight. I literally just pressed it up for like a single rep. I get up, and this guy says to me, "You didn't wipe the machine down." And I look at him like, "You must be taking the piss. I am dry as a bone, and the machine has no weights. I'm not going to wipe the machine down. You're an idiot." And he does this the second time when I sit on the machine.
Okay, if you have sweat on the machine, though, we can agree you should wipe it down.
Yes, but I did not. Okay. And the second time I did this was 7 weeks later.
That's why you got banned, though. All right.
Yeah, the second time I did this, I'm sitting on the machine, and he gives me stuff to wipe the machine down. Bitch, like, I'm still using the machine. What the fuck? When I'm done, I'll get something, for heaven's sakes, right? Like, you can give me shit if I left the machine and I didn't wipe it down. Fair enough. But I'm not using it. Like, what the fuck? Whatever. And then the second time he did this, I went to the front desk, and I said to him, I said, Sylvie, who the fuck is this guy, and why is he giving me so much shit? And she said to me, "He's already complained about you months ago." And I went, "Really? What did I do?"
I mean, I hate to say it, but that's womanly behavior. Like, that's bitch shit.
No,
like, but holding a grudge for that for months over not when you hadn't even done anything.
Yeah, but then I said, "What did he complain about?" And she said to me, "You scanned in with the wrong key card." And I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't have anything else to scan with. So I don't know how the hell it even makes any sense, but whatever. And then the third time that I literally walk out of the gym, and out of the changing rooms, and I just walk around because I always look to see where the weights are because they don't have like a weight rack specifically. It's just all over the place in the fucking machines. And
oh my! Well, there's many gyms where they get mad at you for that if you don't put the weights back.
Yeah, but
also, Hostidius, is there some kind of sweat alert police? I'm guessing not, but if you know about Planet Fatness, they absolutely have a what do they call it in Grunk alert or something?
Yeah, the Grunk alarm. Yeah.
Was it if you make too much noise while lifting heavy object, they literally play a freaking alarm.
Yeah, but anyway. The last time I was there, I literally walk out of the changing rooms, and I just walk around to see the weights. This guy comes up and just says to me, "I've already told you once, grab a fucking spray." And I'm looking at this like, why the hell are you swearing at me? I am literally still in my gear. I haven't changed yet. I'm still in my normal clothes. Like, what the fuck? I'm just walking around to see where the weights are. And then this guy gives me shit again. And afterwards, I was very polite, and I said to him, because he accused me of lying about him, and I said to him, "Here's how I know you are lying. Because the very first time I spoke to you, I spoke to the staff about you, it was to ask who you even were. Because I had no idea who the hell you even are. Right? And then he said to me, like, no, that's it. You're out of the gym. Like, when I asked him how the hell the lying thing, because he accused me of scanning him with the wrong key card, I said to him, if you thought I scanned him with the wrong key card, why didn't you come up and talk to me about it? And he said to me, he did, and I threw my keys at him. And I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, let me get this straight. You think I tried to assault you with my keys, and you just left me alone and didn't speak to anyone about this for months on end?
What the hell?
And I'm like,
that's just a crazy person.
Yeah, and I just went like,
he's power tripping.
He's obviously on gear, by the way. I just went.
That's why he's power tripping, because he's literally fucking roided up.
Yeah, he's like in his 60s. He's like 65, I would guess. Like, he's just like a bitter old, like, British Northern git.
No.
And I
see.
I just left the gym, and I just went like, I don't need this shit. Like, and the thing is, every single time I would walk in the gym, this guy would eye me like a fucking hawk. And the thing that pissed me off the most is the gym owner came up to me and just spoke about it once.
It's not good North FC. Like, good North FC. He's a good boy. He's a big.
Do you know why this annoyed me?
Lad, and he just likes he likes getting his Gregs, and he loves Britain. He loves Nagubu. Loves his footy, and he hates foreigners.
Yeah. But the reason this crap annoyed me so much is because I've been on the floor with the owner of the freaking gym doing this all the time, and he never once gave me shit. But this jackass comes and just gives me shit. Like, every time I would walk into the gym, he eyes me like a hawk. I'm like, how shit is your life that that you see once a week, you have to come and antagonize because I don't wipe the machine for a virus that has a 0.03% chance of killing you? You are just a miserable bitch.
He's a Karen. He's a male Karen, which I've not yet found a good name for that. What's the male Karen equivalent? I think it's just I've just been calling them Barneys for like a year. A Barney. Well, I'm guessing that was this guy's name. Also, stories like this, Sleepy Shed says, stories like this make me glad no one in my gym is brave enough to make eye contact. Yeah, I have been to most of the gyms that are like that. I much prefer it.
How did I get banned? Because the owner gave me shit about it as well. I so wanted to, the owner doesn't give a shit about it. I kind of just, because I know some people associated with the owner.
To you about it because this weirdo probably brought it up to him like 100 times. And
and I so wanted to just say at him at one point, like, Rob, can you please just tell me that you don't give a shit about this coof crap and you just have to play the game and keep up appearances for the customers? Can you please tell me that? Because this is what pisses me the fuck off about the coof, right? Can you please explain to me how you have to go in a supermarket for like 5 minutes and you have to wear a mask, right? And you just grab your items, whatever. But you can be in a gym for like hours on end and touch anything, no mask, no one says dick. I hated the coof beer because it made so little fucking sense, and I hated having to just keep up the appearances. It just drove me nuts.
Did you hear the whole story about the gym? I think that was in New Jersey. He went on, I think, Tim's show and a bunch of other people's shows because he kept his gym open when they were not supposed to, and it was either New Jersey or New York, and they called the cops on him and had them just forcibly shut down.
Yeah, it's insane. Such crap.
It was such, and now we've got a little bit of
call him Ken's. There we go. Yeah,
good. It never is. Ken's good. Speaking of which, though,
you've met a good Keith. Well, no. There's a good Keith. The Hodge twins, Keith and Kevin. There's a good Keith. Keiths.
And I know some Kens I like, so that's the problem. Is that you always know somebody that. Let's make the official male Karen Ken. Yeah, sure. Slayer P3 for $2. Thank you.
By the way, can I just say this? Anyone who wears a mask in a gym, I hope you get shot by a bazooka.
In Minecraft, of course.
Because like I'm sorry, but the idea, like, if you work out and you push, like, especially to failure, you breathe heavy.
Well, that's the thing that's so why that lunk alarm. I called it a grunk alarm earlier, but the lunk alarm thing is so stupid. It's like, look, if you're lifting something really heavy,
you make noise.
There's actually, the air is going to be compressed out of your body to a certain degree.
Yeah, the coof was about control, never about safety. And
thank you, Jornigi. That's absolutely correct. And we're going to get into that.
It was about seeing who would comply. That was the whole point. It was a testing ground to see who would comply.
I agree with you 100%. It was a testing ground of how many people are compliant and what can we force people into to the point that they will agree to insane stuff. And the reality is it's about 75 to 80% of people.
Yeah, it's an overwhelming majority. I myself, I think I wore a mask, I think maybe in a shop for about 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 times. And I remember
we had to do it quite frequently over here.
And I remember at one point I just looked around.
I'm non-confrontational, so.
Yeah, but I looked around at one point and I went, I'm not doing this anymore. And I just took it off. And I just put it in my pocket and I never wore it ever again.
One of the weirdest
Everywhere I went, I didn't wear it. Just screw you people. I'm not doing this.
It was like the week after we had stopped. Or no. A new lockdown came into effect that we weren't even aware of over here on the island, And we went to the store and I got asked to put on a mask. I didn't have it anymore because the lockdown had ended, but then they restarted the mask mandate.
That's such bollocks.
And it's like, well, this is ridiculous. The whole thing was stupid. Would you like to talk about Joe Biden sniffing kids? Because we've got it up.
That's a hell of a segue, Aiden.
It is not a segue. I thought we should finally get to the. Wait, you guys actually wore the mask? No pants, baby. I did in places where it was required because I'm non-confrontational, but I fundamentally.
That's because Aiden's a good girl, whereas I'm a complete asshole. I do not like being told. I fucking detest being told what to do.
Well, I know you and I both.
Passion.
You and I both. I think we both came to the monarchic position out of a very libertarian one, right?
Yes, we want an absolute ruler to. I don't know how do you feel about the absolute ruler.
To people who don't quite understand the monarchist position, and I understand why it's easily
misunderstandable. Because you're all gay.
No, but I understand why it's easily misunderstandable. But the reason why we both came to the monarchic conclusion was out of libertarianism, which is the same way that I think Moldbug reached that conclusion as well. And probably Kunat Lenin, and even though he wouldn't have been probably called libertarianism.
Yeah, he's in favor of the absolute by the looks of it as well.
Right. And Keza for £5 says, call male Karens Christians. Oh.
No.
Also, speaking of masks, I had to wear it for work as part of my, quote, PvP was absolute cancer working in a factory. I can only imagine, dude. Can only imagine.
Don't commit mass genocide of the parliaments. Yes, V for Vendetta, we can only dream.
Here, I got a segue. Speaking of breathing, let's watch Joe Biden sniff children again.
Oh, what is this? Is this the Watch It Together?
It's in the Watch Together, yeah. I got a couple of videos at first to start out with, because Biden's been on a roll.
By the way, this is the clip that I laughed my ass off, because Razor Fist, he said...
Yeah, his tweet was great.
Yeah, he said those hair plugs are praying for the sweet release of death, which is the funniest tweet I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, nothing else even comes close.
It's not looking good. They are hanging on for dear life.
That is so good. His creativity is like, oh my god, that is genius. God
Wait, he did it again, Sleepy Shadow? Oh yeah, he did. Let's play it. Why does he always do this? What is he whispering in their ears?
That turn blonde in the sun.
Why do you do that?
Now, he also had a really choice quote this week.
How did this man get elected when he openly said that? He said, I like having kids on my laps running their hands over my hairy legs. Dude, if Trump had said that, people would lose their freaking mind.
Was a bad dude, okay? I won't say what I really think, because
please
illegal.
write it to me.
You know what I think about Joe Biden's election. I would say if you want the YouTube-friendly answer is that there was a 5-year-long campaign by the entirety of the mainstream media, academia, and the government to disparage Donald Trump as being literal Satan or Hitler too, because of course they don't believe in Satan, which is ironic. But
oh yeah, what did I say in one of my videos? I said when Joe Biden, president.
Speaking of literal Hitler, though, here we go. Biden went to Tel Aviv this week.
Hollow ground of Yad.
He does look like what Hitler would look like now.
Well, listen to what he has to say.
Hashem, to honor 6 million Jewish lives were stolen in the genocide, and continue, which we must do every day.
Which we must do every day.
To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust. Horror of the
No, hold on. I want to go back to this. Just listen to what he just said here.
To honor 6 million Jewish lives were stolen in the genocide, and continue, which we must do every day.
I know the honor is the bit that he first says, but the fact that he ends it with that makes it sound like we should keep doing horrible things against Jews.
It gets worse. It's the next line that's what's getting him in trouble. That part's bad enough, but it gets worse. Let's play it again.
Continue to bear witness. To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust. Horror of the Holocaust.
The horror of the Holocaust, not the honor of the Holocaust. Oh my god! Look, I mean, I know he can't speak right because he's got freaking dementia, but we'll keep alive. Hello, thank you for welcoming me, Tel Aviv. We will keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust. Yeah, as he raises his right arm.
By the way, okay, I need to ask the chat a question. Who honestly thinks this man is running the country?
Nobody.
Because if you honestly think this man
get to
is
his
in charge of
polling.
dick, it's just like new.
We'll get to his poll in here in just a second. And Kizza for another
Okay.
£5 says, also, why call Mayor Karen's Christian? Because of Christian Horner, who is nicknamed the Karen of Formula One. Not even joking, looking it up. Oh, I'm not familiar with him.
Okay, so
That's
here's the thing.
interesting.
If you think this
Thank you,
man
Kizza.
is running the country, you probably are someone that voted for him.
I think it has to be that left, but how? But I mean, most of those people are dead, and to be fair, they were dead when they voted for him.
Oh yeah,
Now-
no one votes more Democrat than the dead.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke, by the way. That's like literally true.
So we have a little bit of
Not anyone with a lick
Joe-
of sense. Yeah, there we go. I 100% agree.
we have some Joe Biden cringe at first, but since we're in the video segment,
Everything
in
that the Biden
same-
family does is cringe. Aiden.
in the same week, Jill Biden comes out and says this.
Oh god, this was beautiful.
I know, it's hilarious.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of
By the way, just the way that she says that is so forced.
Diversity.
It is so forced. In fact, it's just the diversity. Like, bitch, you have never said that word in your entire life.
I know.
I swear
Kizza
to
for another
God.
5. Jesus Kizza says, remember everyone, 82 perfect of the Skywalkers voted for this man. I hope they're happy with him. Yeah,
Skywalkers.
percent I think you meant. But yeah, it's...
No one that went to heaven voted for this man, I guarantee you. They're all in hell.
Anywho, let's
that
hear
that's
this
kind of a mean
beautiful
thing to say,
speech
actually.
about the diversity of the Hispanic community in the United States.
this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx,
Bogotas.
as beautiful
Wait,
as
pause. Bogota, it's bodega.
Even I know that.
Bogota. The Bogotas of the Bronx.
It's bodegas.
I mean, like, but I don't think she's senile.
It's not even
she's
the right.
just clueless.
Yeah.
I don't think she's senile. She's just clueless. And Hasidius for 5 says, I just want you all to know that you, too,
Versus
are as
breakfast tacos.
diverse as breakfast tacos. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, summoning the energy of Jill Biden there in her very... I mean, it's incomprehensibly out of touch, but let's continue.
the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
You're as unique as breakfast tacos.
You know that smile is fake as shit.
No shit. And again, she's reading this off
Yes.
a teleprompter. This
By the
was
way-
a written speech. This
by
is
the way-
extemporaneous.
I have a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying this
Ooh,
is
all
true,
right,
but I
all
hope
right,
this is true.
all right, lads, strap on your tinfoil hats. Let's go.
I don't know if you've noticed this, and I hope I'm actually wrong because it would be funnier. But I swear to God, the speechwriters are like extremely young, borderline millennials, who at this point I think are just taking the piss.
Dude, millennials are like 30 now. It's probably
Dude,
like.
have you seen their
old
speechwriters?
Zoomers, young millennials writing this. I know they've got to be kids.
Oh my God, it is so fucking bad. It is hilariously funny.
It's got to be interns writing this shit. You know what I mean?
But the thing of it is, right? What I don't understand is these people have been in politics for like ever.
Biden's been in politics for 40 years, 45 years, I think now. His entire adult life.
Biden's been in politics for so fucking long. He wrote his first test in Roman numerals. Okay.
Pretty much, his
okay.
entire real career has been as a career politician,
Okay, but this is what I don't
and
get.
he doesn't know how to make speeches. Well, that's
Yes.
because again he has dementia.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, I don't understand how insanely out of touch you have to be to. Do you not? Like, what do you do that takes so much time that you can't look at a speech before you read it and go, "This doesn't sound like
Because I
something a
don't-
normal human being would say."
Because I don't think because they're not normal. They're totally removed. They're so out of touch. They don't understand.
Yeah, that's
she
my
doesn't
point.
understand that what she just said is really not just cringy but offensive.
I think it just sounds really stupid. Like
It does.
like-
It's stupid, offensive, out of touch, It's
But
all of them.
But I did a video on this because I hated both this and the response from the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, because they told it to that we are not tacos, and that you need to go out to our community and understand our people. And I just looked at this one. Can you please stop with this corporate crap? Like, A, she's never going to do that, and B, this is going to be a gaffe for like a couple of hours until her husband does some stupid shit, and then literally the next day he does the Jewish shit. Like, thank you, I called it. I literally called it exactly as I predicted. Well, it's not very difficult to do because they've been doing it for like 2 fucking years now. But I know exactly how this is going to fold out because unfold, sorry. Because it's been happening every freaking day. Like, every day you wake up, like with Trump, it was, what crazy shit did he say on Twitter? And with this, it's what crazy shit on the teleprompter that he screwed up now. That is the Biden administration.
Can't read.
Yes.
He's out completely out the line. He has no freaking clue what's going on around him.
That's what I don't get is people who say to me, "Oh, he's running the country." Dude, the guy needed notes when to sit. That guy's not running the country.
Take your seat.
Yes, that guy is not running the country. He's not making any policy. He gets told, like, sign this, and that's it. He's not the president. He's not running the country. No one knows who is. It's just some
the deep state,
stuffing gits.
It's not Kamala Harris either, so obviously. Yeah. So, was there any more of this?
I would love to see her workday.
Fuck.
Like, you know those...
Kamala Harris?
Yeah,
you
know those police cameras?
Yeah.
Put that on her lapel and just follow her for a day.
I would be fascinated.
Like, oh my goodness, like if this ever gets to the White House, please do that. Please just put a camera on her lapel and just let's follow her for a day to see what the hell she does, because I bet it'll be great.
How similar is it to that? Here's my day as a 22-year-old tech worker in the tech sector.
That's
in
unfair.
Chicago.
The tech worker probably does more work.
What? Her browsing the internet all day, probably. Honestly.
Do you think that's more than Kamala Harris does? Like, she's supposed to be in charge of the border. What has she done? She hasn't even visited yet. It's been over 2 years.
She went there once 2 years ago to the Spoon. That's a big deal. She went there.
No. She went in the general area that the border is in, but she didn't go near the freaking border.
Oh my god.
Absolute tool.
Oh my. Well, let's finish this. I don't know how much less. Like.
By the way,
just insane.
You know, this is being the vice president is going to be the pinnacle of her career. Once this term is over, she is going to leave politics and will be forever forgotten. Because no one gives a shit.
But...
No, she might stay in politics. I don't know what the hell she will do. But I guarantee you, this is the highest political office she will ever reach. Because she's an idiot.
Obviously, she's not going to become president. That's for sure.
No, because she's a complete fucking moron.
I mean, unless Biden dies or is assassinated. And I have my theory on that. I don't want to get into it. Should I tell my theory? I feel like if I say it aloud, then the CIA will find out about it.
Oh, for goodness sake, the CIA's got better things to do.
That's true.
I don't know what that is, but go on.
Supposedly, we're all still wearing our tinfoil hats. So let me tell you my theory. Biden's a disaster.
True.
As we're going to see in just a couple of minutes as we go through the polling data here, pretty much nobody wants him to run again. Okay. Agreed. So they need him to be popular to a certain degree to justify getting rid of the Orange Man and how it was so good that we got rid of the Orange Man. Because even though, Biden was, he had his problems, but he was so much better than the Orange Man. But his approval rating, even so across all the agencies that do polling.
It's been a fair few, yeah.
His
rating,
his approval rating is somewhere between like 32 and 38%, right? Probably about 36 is what I'm seeing consistently.
His approval rating is no higher than 26. I think in reality.
There's a couple reasons. Well, hang on. There's a couple reasons for that. One, skew, natural skew in polling. Two, cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the biggest one in that people did vote for this guy because they hated Trump. They can. No, they did. They did. After 5 years of pushing the Trump is literal Hitler things, there are a lot of people who think Trump was Hitler. Okay, they think he's the super duper evil, and anything is better than Trump. So you're going to have some cognitive dissonance there.
Oh
in that
my
people
God.
there's a couple of different ways that manifests. Cognitive dissonance manifests in 3 different ways. Well, it can. One is in denying the new evidence. One is in ignoring the new evidence. And the last one is accepting the new evidence. And that last one is extremely, extremely rare. So what I think is happening is that most people who voted for Biden just are not paying attention to any news right now because they know it's going to cause them dissonance, and dissonance is psychologically painful. So I think that the 36% that you're seeing approval, if that's an accurate number, which it might be, is basically people justifying to themselves that they made the right decision in spite because of cognitive dissonance, because to say that they didn't make the right decision would cause psychological pain. That doesn't mean they actually think it deep down. They're just hurt. And they're trying to avoid pain. So they're saying that. It's self-affirming. If I write it, that makes it true. If I write that I like him down, it will make it true in my mind. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
That's like some communist indoctrination.
It's not in communist indoctrination. It's basic psychological functioning.
By the way,
we developed
French there for a
these
second.
things.
There's in that clip, by the way, that I sent you, where he said 92% of people, like this is in a supposed matchup. In a supposed matchup with Trump, 92% of people of Democrats would vote for Biden again. Here's the thing.
Yeah, we'll bring that up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're not telling you how many Democrats would vote overall.
I mean, that's
you could have
true.
92% of people vote, but the voting turnout could be really, really freaking low. And I can guarantee you, after the last 2 years, no one is excited to vote for you, Joe.
They're not excited. That's a good way of putting it. Actually, let's bring that clip up real quick. I'll just repost it, even though it's only a little bit up. If you bring up that page from Reem Kassan's Twitter, and then tell me when you've got it playing, because we can't find a good way to share tweets yet without having to run it through Discord.
Hold on.
We'll figure that out. Just tell me when you've pressed play on it.
When's the tweet?
I posted it in our combo.
2 + 2 = 5 because Brandon voters.
Yeah, pretty much. Let me know when you're ready.
Hold on a second.
Get it set up. But yeah, it's thank you, Jarnagi, by the way, for 5. Oh, sorry, and that poll on Turkish Delight. It does appear that Turkish Delight did come out on top. Only slightly, though.
Gay.
Are you get the tweet up?
Yeah, okay, hold on. It's gonna play, hold on.
Alright, tell me when.
There you go.
2/3 say they
I go.
Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. That poll
No, they don't.
showed that 92% of
we have.
Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
A majority of Democrats say they don't want you to run again in 2024.
92% said if I did, they'd vote for me.
Primary voters want a different nominee. 2/3. If you break it down by age, 94% of Democratic primary voters under the age of 30, 94% say they don't want
It's
Biden.
a CNN.
That is a
94%
stunning number.
Under the age of 30, to be fair.
I mean, he swept his grandchildren.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Now, I went to go look at that article because it has a load of polling data.
Yeah, I looked it up as well.
Yeah, one thing that is interesting is if you look at how many people think the economy is going well, from 18 to 64 years old, 6% thinks it's going well.
No, because you'd have to be
6%.
You'd have to. The thing is, it's not even that you have to be stupid. It would be that you'd have to be so rich, so insanely wealthy to not notice how much more everything costs. I went to the grocery store here today, and I was shocked. I mean, I've noticed that things have been going up, but when I went, and again, I live in an area where everything's more expensive because it's an island, so everything's pricey.
You're isolated,
okay? Yeah. It just costs more. Everything costs more. Land costs more. Food costs more. Everything costs more. But what was it that I noticed that was even so much higher? I was thinking about getting tahini. And I found it on sale. It was like majorly marked off because like, we need to get rid of this tahini. Like, oh, I make some stuff with tahini. And then use it for like hummus and stuff. And I was like, no, tahini is really delicious. It's a sesame seed paste. Very,
like
very
a discount
yummy.
magician.
Isn't it sesame seed paste? Isn't that what tahini is? Am I getting fucked up with something else?
I don't know. Someone tell me about Yankee food because this is out of my pay grade.
Sesame seed paste. It's not Yankee. It's from the Middle East.
So discount Yankee, whatever.
So I was looking at it though, and it was marked off, and it still for like this little thing of tahini, it was like £8, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Remind me not to drink when I
like
haven't had anything to eat for a while because I'm like kind of buzzed now.
Oh, great. Kizza for £5 says, conspiracy theory I have. I'll finish my conspiracy theory. I forgot it. I'll get back into it for a second. January 2023, the Dems will use the 25th to remove him and give Kamala 10 years in the White House potentially. Now, Kizza, I used to think that, but the thing is, because that's how I believe that because the way that works is that if they removed Biden, then Kamala would serve 2 years, and that would not be counted as to her time served because if the former president had been removed. But the problem is, she would never get elected twice. Yeah. So, not on her own. So
I also thought that at one point, but there's no way how she get elected.
Here's my conspiracy that I kind of fucked up on finishing, is that because Biden is such an embarrassment, you got to pull out the Bush tactics. Now, I'm not going to say certain things. I mean, I'll say this. Look at Tower 7. That's the only thing I'll say about it. That's all I'll say about a certain thing. Look at Tower 7.
That's not suspicious at all, Aiden.
No, I didn't say. I just said look at Tower 7. That's all I said. And if you are a president who is highly unpopular and people think it was not duly elected, a la George W. Bush Jr.,
well, you talk about Florida, or?
One of the things that you could do is create a big, giant tragedy. Now, if the Democrats want to get rid of Biden and get a lot of sympathy, because when you have a big tragedy, then there's sympathy towards the party and the person. Because if I could bring you up to JFK, although he was very liked by some portions of the populace, he was also not liked at the time of his presidency by many other portions of the populace. So, if you certainly wanted to, let's say, deeply, deeply influence and restrict gun ownership, you might pull a little Shinzo Abe. Now, of course, in Japan, it's some of the most stringent gun regulations in the entire world. I'm just saying my conspiracy, my tinfoil hat is that I think that about 6 months before the election in 2024, Joe Biden might get there might be a horrible, horrible terrorist attack by a rogue shooter of some sort.
I don't think it's going to
be will definitely be a far right Trump supporting lunatic, and everyone in America will be despondently sad. The media will constantly report on it. Just what I think will happen. I know it's like the most black-pilled shit ever, but I just expect.
Can I tell you why I think even if that did happen, it wouldn't do anything? Because if you look at America right now, the way social media has warped people's minds, people have the attention span of a fucking gnat. It lasts for 5 minutes. It lasts for 2 or 3 days, and then that's it. Unless you can get the media focused on one thing constantly.
So then do it like 3 weeks before the election.
Nah, it's still not gonna budge.
Look, and by the way, if you don't think that the CIA killed people, look into Martin Luther King. He was killed by the federal government.
Oh no, that's
not a question. That's not a conspiracy theory. That was confirmed in the court that the federal government put a hit out on Martin Luther King Jr. Okay?
No, they
do that shit. They have done that shit in the past. Am I in a dark place, Lego my ego? No, I'm not. I'm actually in a pretty good place, but I know how evil all these people are, and so all I can do is speculate. Like, well, if I was a really evil person, what would I do? And try to theorize, you know. Like Jarnagi, I certainly hope that there would be children singing in the streets, but I'd wait for it. I'd look out for it as a potentiality. And if I did call it, well, I've now said it 2 years or a year and a half before it would be likely to happen. If I'm wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because it's truly fucking despicably evil.
Yeah.
But but these people are despicably evil. Are you showing off your cutlass there, sir?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm quite proud of actually this early. I don't know what I'm going to do with the end of the blade here.
Spoon's doing some modeling, obviously.
Yeah, because that's this has become like my therapy. If I read too much stupid news, then I look at this shit.
You know what? I should
good.
probably have some do something like that. I don't even play video games. I just read. Data make me happy. So that even if it's stuff that's
What,
depressing,
Dazzle makes you happy?
yeah,
Okay.
it makes me happy
it's-
to
it's
read
their own, I guess.
statistics, even if it's depressing statistics. I still like it. Anywho, where are we at? Oh, okay. We're talking about the Bidens. So we should probably move on.
Someone
to,
said, "You, Robo, how dare you? What is
Sure.
wrong with Maya?"
Maya. Oh, because you're working in Maya.
Yes, it's just, yeah, it is. Wow, okay, but Patricia's
It's been
Patricia's really knows the stuff because that is a cavalry saber. I don't know. I just looked up like cavalry sabers, and the only one I'm gonna get shit for this is French, because I tried to look for like the Italian one, and I went, High-back Royal Navy saber. I might do that actually.
It is very cool looking.
Yes.
Supreme Emperor Kizza for £5 says, Aiden, I got it. Recreate that scene from Independence Day. Actually, that is a great idea. As we won the rematch in 1814, rule Britannia. Well, we'll have to see. I know that it sounds nuttier than squirrel poopy, but like the reality is, I think it is a possibility. Obviously, Biden can't run again. The Dems know this.
He
but
can
they
barely
also-
run, let alone run again.
I don't think he can run at all.
Yeah,
physically.
yeah.
But they also
point.
can never ever admit defeat or admit any error. So, and when I said this is directly out of George Bush's playbook, again, if you look at what happened with the first election of George Bush, is that 9/11 happens 3 months later, right? No, a year later. So, and what? I've already been in Tinfoil Hat territory. Within a year of him being within less than a year of him being elected, this horrible, the worst terrorist attack in the entirety of United States history happens, and all of a sudden, and you can see this in the data because I've looked at it. All of a sudden, the partisanship goes down, the support for Bush goes through the freaking roof, and the support for the Republicans goes through the roof. So I'm not saying that this is a Democrat play. I'm saying they're just stealing from George W.'s freaking playbook. If they were to do this, it's not unheard of. And I'm not necessarily saying that he orchestrated it, even though there's some evidence of that. But but either way, the way it was used was very clear.
I like
DRT
this.
is king for 10.
I like this. This is a cool looking. This is a cool looking sword.
DRT is king for 10 says, I think if there is a way to control the way T money goes, then I think Biden will be assassinated by the quote Chinese to get the United States stuck in a war there to keep the deep state apartheid.
I don't think it's going to be
power.
that bad.
It wouldn't be China, I don't think, because Biden is completely owned by
it's
China.
more like the Saudis.
Biden is completely
Saudis
wholly
would
owned
so
by
screw
China.
with them.
It's bought and paid for by the Chinese government, and that's
Oh,
not
yeah,
even
of
like
course.
that part's not a conspiracy theory. That part's pretty much
Openly, yeah.
openly clear at this point. Is George Bush still relevant? No. I'm animation. I'm making a reference to George Bush's strategy because most people thought he was an illegitimate. Not most people. Many people thought he was an illegitimate president in 2000.
Yeah, ironically because of Florida.
Because of Florida,
Yeah,
right?
because of the recount. And because of that, Florida has one of the most stringent freaking laws on the books when it comes to election. And it's funny when the vote came in for Florida, I think Florida is one of the first places to count all of their votes, and it was overwhelmingly Trump. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And all the places that had their laws changed in the last several hours didn't go for Trump. They went for Biden. Isn't that curious?
It's certainly interesting. I don't know why that would be the case.
Yeah.
Well, we could get into that though, but
And you notice
speaking
many of those
the
places, like Pennsylvania, are now rolling back those laws. If they were legit and there was nothing
my
wrong,
God.
why are you rolling them back?
They sure are, and they're getting real mad about it. They're getting real mad. Is it Minnesota or Michigan? which I
It's
think is
Michigan.
Minnesota. Which is the one I put it? I thought I had it.
Pennsylvania is the one that's rolling back the laws right now. I don't know about Michigan.
Oh, where was it? Ballot vote. Oh, it's Wisconsin Supreme Court bans voting drop boxes and openly questioned the validity of the 2020 election recently. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But
Oh, give me a second.
let's first look at Hunter's degeneracy.
Oh, give me a second.
This is the article that does have the pornographic images in it. So if you're watching on a TV or something, it is all blurred out. It's on the Daily Mail, but and I've certainly seen things of Hunter Biden's again that I didn't want to see this last week. Thank you, internet. It's all over Twitter, so I mean. Oh, animation? Probably not tonight. After streams, it's always rough. Spoon, you there? Oh, he left for a minute. Let me see. Does he have the thing up? He does not have the thingy up, so I guess I will entertain you all for a moment. Again, if you are watching around anybody, just be a little wary. Again, it's all blurred out, but the crap this guy posted on his clout. Pulling out the Daily Mail article.
The Daily Mail one? Well, hold on. Let me see.
I sent it to you.
There we go. Yes, the Daily Mail. This is a terrible place.
This is a very detailed. Although to say, as it says here at the top, warning graphic content. Okay.
Okay, I'm sure it is very graphic.
So I don't know how
Hunter
much we need to
Biden
belabor.
could face prostitution. Like, of all the shit that he's done, prostitution, it's all. Have you noticed it's always a sex scandal that brings him down? Every time. It's never some shady illegal shit that you did with money. It's because of some whore that you banged.
Well, it's not just one; it's several.
You cheap
But yeah.
sluts.
Well, it's at least several. Do you want to cover this for a minute?
By the way,
take
spending
a
30.
voice break.
I'm gonna say something here, and it's gonna sound fucked up.
Oh
What
no,
you say-
you definitely cover this. Go ahead.
Ahem.
You do this article.
When you say you spend 30 grand on a horse, I just want to point out that doesn't tell me how expensive each hooker was. Because if you tell me, like, if you banged 3 hookers that cost 10 grand each over 5 months, that's not that bad. But if you told me you banged like 50 of them, that, you know, they cost like 600.
Well, you got to remember too. He's
Yeah.
doing this in like Eastern Europe and third world countries.
Oh, so they're
Not that
paid
all
in
Eastern
turnips
European
then.
countries are third world countries. You know what I mean? But like he's not doing this in America. He's doing this outside of the U.S. where he can pay women. Where $600 might get you a high
A Ukrainian
quality.
woman called Ekaterina Moriva.
I'm
That's
just
a
saying.
very pretty name.
Yeah, it is a pretty name.
Yeah.
But just saying, he's
But
doing all
she's a
this
whore.
because of course, remember he's working on the board of Burisma.
Who was... Oh my goodness, he wrote checks?
Yes, you can see the checks.
Oh my god, you left the paper tray.
Dude, why? And why did he take? I guess he took photos of it. So
Oh
3,400.
god, it's like fucking Juicy Smollier who paid the fucking Nigerians with a
Wellness,
check.
name of
It's
a
like,
rehab therapy. That's for a rehab therapy center. There's a bunch of pictures of checks that I've seen.
he probably hit on whoever was with him.
Right, here they are. Lower down in here, it's for moreover. Moreva sent photos of checks that were no good that Hunter had paid with. Oh, so he's bouncing checks. He spent thousands of dollars from his joint account with his ex-wife.
75,000 for a
divorced
whole?
him in
Jesus Christ, that's
2017.
some expensive fucking pussy.
Well, here, go ahead and
Did I say that out
you,
loud?
you read through the article and tell me because you've not seen some of this. I'm guessing.
Okay, I have not. Hold on a second. Fucking go away, dead man. Prosecutors may have a case for federal prostitution offenses against Hunter Biden. At least he's living up to his name. According to documents, checks, and videos that show he spent a staggering 30 grand on escorts in a 5-month period. The president's son, yeah, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, wrote checks to a Ukrainian woman whose transactions were red flagged by banks for suspicious activity, documents reveal. A suspicious activity reported SAR filed by JP Morgan Chase named Florida and New York-based Ekaterina Moriva after she received tens of thousands of dollars from Hunter's company and woman who the first son paid for sex.
This is also
Allegedly.
insane, as Ardent Party points out in the who wrote DL Bird pointed out in the chat. Who writes checks anymore? You leave a paper trail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You leave a paper trail. You fucking
Bizarre.
moron.
And they bounced. Crazy.
To be fair, if you pay them with a digital one, you'd also leave a transaction.
Yeah, but it'd be probably easier to
The only way you could do it is to pay
obfuscate.
it with
use
with literal money.
pay in cash or you'd have to pay in cash. It's so stupid to use the freaking checks. It's because he
Yeah.
doesn't have any money, and he was goddamn. Even though he was being paid, how much money was he being paid again by Burisma per year? It was something like 200,000, I think.
Yeah,
I can
something
find that in just a
insane,
second.
yeah. As the attacks from Hunter Biden's iPhone also show him handwriting checks disguised as medical services to escort supplies. I mean, there was medical services. It's like the fucking hookers in GTA Vice City. Like, you bang them and it increases your health. Whose website
Yeah.
offers a girlfriend experience for prostitutes as young as 20.
He
Jesus
was
fucking
being
Christ.
paid nearly $500,000 a year
Dogecoin.
just from Burisma. Just from Burisma, he was making $500,000 a year, and yet he was bouncing checks. What the hell is going on?
You know what pisses me off the most about this shit?
Mhm.
None of these people will be held account.
Of course not.
Ever. And, like, it's just...
No.
It's so
No, I mean, like, of course, the
fucking
Mail article
blatantly
says he could be
corrupt.
sued. He could get in trouble for the prostitution, but he won't.
If he
Of course
did,
not.
it's to bring his father down. That's it. Like, he's collateral damage. That'll
I
be
mean,
the
this
case.
is so. This makes them look so terrible. But we already had the previous leaks and didn't matter.
Yeah, he's been accused of sexually assaulting. Who was it? Who was the woman that Biden was accused of sexually assaulting? Oh, fuck.
No, I don't
Chad, help me
recall.
out. Tara Reid.
Oh yeah.
That was the one he was accused of assaulting. Let's see.
Meanwhile, he calls Clarence Thomas a rapist.
Some of Hunter's hookers' payments came just hours after he received thousands of dollars from his father. Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
Dad,
Like,
wire
thanks,
me
Dad.
money. I need to pay it for whores.
And it
Videos.
wasn't just Burisma that he was working with, by the way. He was hooked up with all these different companies all over Europe and all over the world that he was sent to essentially be like, hey, look, my dad's the vice president. I'll
I can
work on
shag
anything
away."
you want. And was just paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by these companies per year. Hundreds, if not of thousands, millions of dollars altogether.
What are the chances Hunter gets whacked? Probably not high because he's paying for too much.
Yeah. And Jarnigi
He's
for
splashing
5
too
says,
much.
you can't say Hunter isn't supporting local business. Well, at least you can't say that, I suppose, right?
I think that's quite the silver lining. He's pumping money into the economy. Well, pumping drugs and semen into somebody else.
Ew.
Right, too
But
much?
yeah. No, it's just gross. But it's true. I mean, gross, but true.
The thing that I don't get, well, there's many things I don't understand. But the main thing I don't understand here, okay, Biden, I know it's probably a kink of you, but why the hell are you filming and documenting all of this? And then,
Because it's his thing. Because he wants to, to
I
jack
get
it
that.
to it later.
Okay, I get that. But
And,
why?
he's high out of his mind.
Yeah, but
He
here's the
doesn't
thing.
understand.
Why are you putting it on a public server that can be hacked then?
It wasn't a public server. It was on his iCloud. But that was
That's public.
There were. I mean, it should have been made public because there was a giant cloud hack years ago. That's how we got all the celebrity nudes, remember? And it was just he
Stupid
still kept doing it. You know what I mean? Like I think his brain honestly has been fried for years from drug use.
He's been doing drugs. Yeah.
I mean, I think that like if you were to give him an IQ test now, considering all the drug damage, I mean, he's probably got a 60
His
IQ
would
or
be
something like that.
smoke.
Yeah, I think he really can't think
Fog.
properly at all. It's all just fog. I don't think he has any capacity. He's always stoned and or fucked up, and he's always and he's permanently damaged, brain damage.
Yeah, there we go. The
Sorry.
material has been in the FBI's hands since December of 2019. Oh, really? And it took you this long to say, oh, it's been legit, really? When everyone... You know how I knew it was legitimate? Because the second when they brought it out, it became sort of public. And then when, oh, it's Russian disinformation, when it's real.
Well,
The second you call it Russian
it took over a
disinformation, it's
year.
real. That much is like so fucking obvious.
It took over a year for them to admit that the first leak was real, and now this one gets hacked and dropped on 4chan, and all they can say is, well, it was posted on 4chan, but it's been confirmed. Well, it appears to have been confirmed.
By the way, who
as
believes that?
legitimate?
Who believes
People
that
who have cognitive dissonance because they voted for Joe Biden.
You have to be like, okay, I'm just gonna be real here.
Yeah.
You have to be a stupid fucking retard to believe that this is Russian disinformation or just that phrase. Like, you have to be dumb as a box of rocks to believe that.
Obviously. But because people have this dissonance, they don't, or they'll say, why does it matter what Biden's son does? Because he was being set up to do political deals or vaguely political deals all over the freaking world using his father's name.
Yes, he was selling out the presidency.
Yes,
that was his kid.
He was saying, my dad's the
branch.
VP, so if you work with me, and then I can get you basically access to the president of the U.S.
Ridiculous.
And they did that in Ukraine. We went over this.
Yeah. Is he raising the prospects that
with Shokin? So yeah.
Raising the prospect that its investigation into Hunter could lead to charges over his dealings with prostitutes, though experts say prosecutions of a prostitute charges alone are rare. It depends how often you bang them, I guess. The president's son is currently the subject of a federal investigation, which is reportedly examining potential tax crimes, money laundering, and alleged illegal foreign lobbying. Like, it's not alleged. It's like it is very obviously legit.
Yeah.
We have a fucking paper trail of it, for God's sake. Why are you taking pictures and then this paper like, oh my
He's
God,
a
this
weird
guy
degenerate.
is
I know, it's so weird.
God, this man is retarded. He's just so fucking dumb. Well, at least the Daily Mail is hard hitting with the journalists.
Yeah.
I don't know if these girls are on age, but he's got fairly good taste in girls, at least. Because they're kind of pretty. I'm assuming.
Well, their faces are all blurred, but yeah. The SAR leak to the anti-corruption nonprofit Marco Polo and obtained by DailyMail.com says student Anna Decatur from Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, received $274,000 between November of 2018 and March 2019 with, quote, no clear legitimate economic purpose. The SAR said the money was received from 8 senders, including Hunter's company, Owasco PC. 2 of the women listed as depositing the large sums in Decatur's account are also in text messages on Hunter's laptop and appear to be hookers he hired. Some of the cash was then sent to Moreva, who Hunter used to facilitate
cash.
Yeah, to facilitate many of his sordid nights with prostitutes. One depositor named in the SAR was a woman Hunter filmed on his iPhone in January 2019, claiming he gave her $10,000 and asking if he hurt her. Another is a woman Hunter paid $2,400 on Venmo for, quote, an art consultation, and further $200 for packaging and shipping in October of 2018.
Yes, is my penis worthy of a picture?
She's
That's the art
going
consultation.
She's packing something. In Hunter's text conversations with Moreva, she refers him to a website called ubergfe.com, which advertises models who can give clients a girlfriend experience in Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Miami, DC, Chicago, London, and Paris. Women on the site are pictured in skimpy lingerie or semi-nude. The site says it has employees in Ukraine, and some of the women Hunter hired through Moreva have Ukrainian names. And it is... You can tell because Ukrainian names are spelled differently from other, from Russian names in terms of the Cyrillic spelling, hence the insistence that we spell Kiev with a Y now. That is true, though. It is spelled differently, so you would be able to isolate that. Uber GFE has a page saying it supports Ukraine in its war with Russia. The prostitution agency, well, at least they support Ukraine. How stunning and brave. And provides cryptocurrency addresses for visitors to donate to alleged charitable funds. Oh, isn't that nice? You can use your escort agency to give charitable funds.
Yeah.
My God.
You can blow someone up after they let someone blow up inside of you. Well done.
I know. Hunter texted photos to Moreva showing he mailed checks to prostitutes for thousands of dollars from his joint account with his ex-wife Kathleen, who divorced him in 2017.
What?
Yeah.
That was just like to say that he's got money?
Apparently. From his joint account with his ex-wife. That's why they were bouncing, I guess. Here we have a text. Okay, but till 9 a.m. it will be $3,600 plus Uber. Confirm, please, here. Sorry,
yeah, plus Uber.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it to show up. Do you want to do Hunter's line?
Let's see. Do I have to? How much would another 8 hours cost? 8 hours?
8 hours? 8 hours? Bruh.
Ah. I've heard like a cocaine dick is a thing. Apparently not for
I
Hunter.
guess so. Or meth.
No, or meth in his case, yeah. 8 hours that ends at noon. At noon?
Yeah.
You were fucking this bitch at 4 a.m.?
I don't know.
Just me for another 8 hours, which would make 16 hours all the
Oftener. He can't spell. Like I said, I think he has like a sub 70 IQ because of all of his drug use. 5,000.
Let's see. Eva, first of all, it only cost me 4,800 first 8 hours. I have 200 to be nice. Okay.
Okay.
You gave me at least 100 off anything over 4 with. So how about 9,000 in total? 9,500.
9,500.
I like the way
okay.
she's having with him. At least that's funny.
Yeah. She's the one to have sex with him, obviously.
Yeah, I'll wire the money at 2 p.m. and you'll have it all. Thanks, love. Let her know. Thanks.
Okay.
Text her.
Hi, I just back to work. I can sent a wire to her account. I know that I cannot exchange your checks after. This is him texting Ava, asking for 8 more hours with the women. Suspicious activity report, SAR, filed by JP Morgan Chase, flagged Ukrainian woman Ekaterina Moreva after she sorry about the electro, that's a Freudian slip. After she receives tens of thousands of dollars from Hunter's company, the SAR leaked to the anti-corruption nonprofit Marco Polo and obtained by the DailyMail.com says this information was from an inquiry from the Daily Mail, not from a hack on 4chan. This was from a request from JP Morgan regarding the suspicious activity report, which says student Anna Decatur from Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, received that same $247,000 between November and 2019 with no clear legitimate economic purpose, and then sent thousands on to Moreva. January 2019, Hunter Biden smokes and drinks while naked in spa. God damn it. Oh my god.
I will say
he's emails.
One thing I will say is he's the chunkiest guy I've ever seen who's a meth addict. Meth addicts are usually rake fucking thin.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he's lost his teeth like twice.
Yeah. Hunter falsely wrote on some of the checks that they were for, quote, Blue Water Wellness, the name of a rehab therapy center he used. The center has nothing to do with his dealings with prostitutes. Hunter's spending on escorts totaled more than $30,000 between 2018 and 2019. Excuse me, it's in 5 months. Some of the money may have unwittingly come from his father. I don't even know if unwittingly. Yeah. Well, they're a news outlet. Daily Mail's being fair. Text from Jan 2019, revealed by the Washington Examiner last month, show Joe Biden sent Hunter $5,000 just hours before he got into a dispute with a prostitute he claimed he paid $10,000 to. When Moreva followed up with Hunter over his escort debts a month later, he texted her that he was having trouble sending money because the payments had raised a, quote, red flag with his bank due to the recipient's Russian email address. Yeah, you think? And that you're spending tens of thousands of dollars on hookers?
Hey, look, I have no prior experience with any of these people, but I'm just going to suddenly wire them 10 grand. Like, yeah, that's not suspicious at all.
No, not even a little bit. Quote, emails with .ru flags wires, he wrote. This is too much red flag for bank. Again, he writes like a toddler, which is reason why I have been unable to take care of this to begin with. It's what got my accounts frozen and reviewed by bank. Documents on the laptop show Hunter asking Moreva which girls were available for fun on December 11th, 2018, when he stayed in a $700 per night suite at the Roxy Hotel in New York's Tribeca area. He then booked Amtrak train tickets to transport 3 prostitutes from Boston to New York. Oh my god. Moreva sent photos of checks that were no good that Hunter had paid with. He spent thousands of dollars from his joint account with his ex-wife Kathleen, who divorced him in 2017. Again, that's photoed there. Now you can see these are the texts. Moreva followed up with Hunter over his escort debts. That's what we just talked about. Okay. My name is blank. I am the senior special agent with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security / Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent in charge in Newark, New Jersey. I'm assigned to the Human Sex Trafficking / Child Exploitation Group. I am looking for a point of contact from the Delaware State Police in furtherance of the Hunter Biden allegations that may have a nexus to New Jersey. Please forward my information to the appropriate section looking into the allegations. Thank you. A senior special agent assigned to the federal agency's sex trafficking and child exploitation group in New Jersey, blah, blah, blah. Whenever that videos the woman sent to Hunter show them on the train, and later a video shows Hunter and 3 women having sex and filming it with his laptop and an iPad. So weird. The iPad stuff, it's so weird.
I don't understand why you can be the president's kid and then you document every stupid thing that you do. It's like,
because you know that daddy will clean everything up for you. Because daddy's gonna clean it all up. Daddy will take care of everything. Well, daddy can't take care of this anymore. And that's why they're freaking out. And they're just saying, the astonishing thing that I've seen, okay, I'll read Kiz's super chat real quick, and then I'll tell you the thing that is very telling to me. Kizza for £5 says, so how much is a bigger cost? Hunter Biden or Alucard from Team 4 Stars Helsing Ultimate Abridged? Answers 1 for Hunter, 2 for Alucard below. If that's a very specific reference, but it's probably Hunter. So, oh shoot, what was my freaking train of thought? I was going to do something. Oh, on 4chan, right? One of the things that I saw that came out, okay. So Nick Fuentes said this too. That he said, oh, Hunter's based. Wow. That's so based of him to go around fucking hookers and doing blow. Now, I think he's claiming that it's satire, but it's kind of hard to tell with Fuentes. Because I don't know. Fuentes, I think, maybe actually thinks that this is cool. And I've seen it all over 4chan now, where it's like, wow, you guys are just losers. You wish you could live Hunter's life. This appears to be the narrative. No, I do not. No, I would rather not have all my teeth shaved off because I'm a meth and crack addict. Thank you. Okay? I got enough problems as it is, right? Okay. It's clear that this is their... And what a weird narrative to run with, right, Spoon? That, well, yeah, he fucked all these hookers and did cocaine. Maybe some of the hookers might have been underage, but whatever. That's so cool. Don't you wish you were as cool as Hunter Biden? No. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Not even a little.
I am not degenerate.
And
I am, but not for that reason.
The first time it was just, it's all fake. That was their first line. And now, well, it's real, but it's super cool. This is not cool.
That?
Nobody thinks this is cool. Again, when I see a narrative going around everywhere from Fed boys, you know what I mean? And by that I mean people posting on 4chan who are literally, there are people who are paid to post on 4chan's politically incorrect board. We know this. There's been research on it. There's been not surprise you. It's been completely fucking it's been revealed absolutely that they pay to influence 4chan's politically incorrect board, which is bizarre, but they do. And it is pathetic. And what an insane line that, oh, actually, this is really cool. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks this is cool.
Unless you happen to also be a crack addict.
I guess so. Videos the women sent to Hunter showed them on the train, right? A month before the tryst, Hunter sent one of the women 1,000 via the app Zelle emails on his laptop show. If Hunter transported prostitutes across state lines for sex, he may be open to accusations of violating federal prostitution laws. Title 18, Section 2421 of the U.S. Code, also known as the Mann Act, says, quote, whoever knowingly transports any individual in interstate or foreign commerce or any territory or possession of the United States with the intent that such individual engage in prostitution or any sexual activity for which any person could be charged with a criminal offense or attempts to do so shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Former New Jersey prosecutor Mitchell Epner, an expert in sex trafficking and prostitution cases, that doesn't sound good. I'm an expert in sex trafficking. Told Daily Mail that Hunter's hiring of prostitutes from Massachusetts to New York might have been a Mann Act violation, but that prosecutors rarely brought a case over such alleged crimes unless it was combined with other charges. Well, like I said, he'll get away with this, which is why he did all this shit. Why he was photographing it, because he knew he was untouchable, which shows you the power of the elites, right? Look at how invincible they know they are. That they can photograph, they can videotape all of this shit and put it on the cloud, knowing that nothing will happen to them.
Unless Trump gets into office.
Well, nothing happened there. Kiss It for another £5 says, a bitch, I fucked 2 gorgeous Dutch blonde students at the same time for free, winky face. Shut up, Nick, you giant bent cigarette. Your argument is therefore muted. Well, I think Fuentes is a virgin because he's a Catholic. But I'm sorry, like,
But
I don't
he's never
understand the
that's
whole,
because
like...
he's gay.
Yeah, well, arguable, but I don't get the whole.
That's not arguable.
I'm a based trad cath. I refuse to have sex with femoids. They're disgusting. Sex is gross, and he said all that kind of stuff. And I'm a good Catholic boy, but also it's based that Hunter went around Eastern Europe having sex with prostitutes and doing cocaine.
By the way,
Now,
the
if
reason,
he's joking, I guess, but I don't think he is. It could just be my interpretation. I don't know.
the reason why Fuentes can't fuck is because he's like 5'3". He's a fucking manlet.
I've told this story about when I was at CPAC and he just like shot like dagger eyes at me because I had purple hair at the time. I'm sure that's why. It wasn't, I mean, being a femoid in general was bad, but I also had like bright purple hair because I was trying to like make it look like the character, you know?
Okay, yeah, current time.
Yeah, it was just years ago. It was
Hair
like
makes it
2016, 2017, you know, a long time ago.
Still.
Well, I was trying to, I'd been doxxed. I was like, I'm just going to freaking dye my hair purple and so that people recognize who I am a little bit more because I don't go on camera often. Anywho, where was I at? Simple interstate travel for purposes of prostitution, absent coercion or underage victims, watch about that one too, would rarely be something that federal prosecutors, as a matter of discretion, would decide to prosecute, said Epner, now an attorney at Rottenberg Lippman Rich. For example, in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, which that went great, they did bring Mann Act charges, but that was in conjunction with sex trafficking charges, he said. For former Treasury Special Agent and money laundering probe expert John Cassara, told Daily Mail that SAR reports involving Hunter and his companies will likely have to be examined by federal law enforcement, who are reportedly investigating the president's son for potential money laundering offenses linked to his overseas business dealings. Given Hunter is under federal investigation, they may have queried the SAR database. The feds have access to this information, Cassara said. Whether it's the FBI agents or others working with the OSA, that's the Assistant United States Attorney, one of the very first things they would do would be to query the Financial Intelligence Database. Millions of SARs are, oh no, watch out for SARs, filed every year. So just because a SAR is filed doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get investigated. But something like this with a person involved definitely should have received some attention. It's not going to get investigated. I highly freaking doubt it. Former FBI agent Dennis Lormel said an investigation to the hooker payments would likely focus on the person supplying the prostitutes, of course, but could ensnare Hunter as a John. From a federal standpoint, he would be caught up, but I would be looking more at the apparent madam and making a case against her and expanding that. How cute, right? Oh, we're gonna go look at the madam, not at the person who paid for the prostitute. How crazy is this, right?
I think to go to the supply, not to the buyer.
But the fact that they're already playing it off. Like I said, it's not a big deal. I mean, everybody spends hundreds of thousands of dollars that they make from energy companies in Eastern Europe, that deals that were set up by their father, who's the vice president, on prostitutes and blow. What's the problem, man? Everybody does that. That's normal. Actually, that's based. God damn it, my dude. It's... And the only other argument you can make is, well, that wasn't Joe Biden. Yeah, except we're going to get into this, okay? We'll get into why this actually relates to Joe Biden. Let's just do it now. I'll finish this article real quick. Hunter was embroiled in a human trafficking probe by Homeland Security after material from his laptop was made public. A senior special agent assigned to the federal agency's sex trafficking and child exploitation group in New Jersey contacted Delaware's state police in October of 2020 asking about Hunter Biden's allegations that may have a nexus to New Jersey. My name is... we read that. So we read that. This is most of the article. We'll go down. Our emergency response from the Uber GFE. An email was obtained by Vice News from a Freedom of Information Act disclosure last April. Hunter's lawyers, Chris Clark, told them at the time there is absolutely no investigation ongoing on these fabricated matters. It's all fake, Spoon.
Boobs.
Oh, okay. So is Hunter, apparently.
No, he's distracted by drugs.
Yes. 3, we are talking about Hunter just because of the leaks. We didn't get to talk about it last week because it hadn't quite fully, I think, materialized at that point. It's just a bad week for the Bidens again, all of them.
It's been a good week for the Bidens?
Huh?
There's been a good week for the Bidens?
No, not in a long time. But
no, exactly. It's just bad weeks.
Fabricated matters. So again, Spoon, all of these leaks. Remember, here's their line of defense. All of these images, all of these videos, all of the texts, all of the emails are fake.
Yeah,
all of it is fake.
Yeah, no one believes that.
Mm-hmm.
One or two is fake, like 500 gigs is not bullshit. That's just...
It's just too much. I mean, it's too much, and it's too consistent. Kizza for another £5 says, just remember, Trump got the porn star Stormy Daniels to suck his dick, and she paid him $300,000 for the pleasure. That is very true. She did do that. Never forgetty.
Oh yeah, she had to pay him for some lawsuit.
She did? Yeah, because she defamed him.
Go Trump.
I mean, like, look, all of these political people and wealthy people are all caught up in sex scandals. But getting a porn star to suck your dick comparatively to this crap?
And also then to be the one that pays you.
And leveraging your father's political power to do so. A little different.
That's because he doesn't have any other power.
Mm-hmm.
Slipped and fell into everything.
Yeah.
Daily Mail, you know what I hate about Daily Mail? I'm just gonna ramble on this for a second.
Yeah.
Well, how do you have like like the crap on the side here?
I hate it.
Like, what the hell? You have like hard-hitting journalistic pieces, and you've got like a whole bunch of tits on the side. Like, who gives a shit? Fuck off.
It's because Daily Mail is all over the place. It's mostly a gossip, right? But then they do real reporting. It's bizarre.
It's really weird, yeah.
A spokesperson for the federal agency told Vice, HSI routinely coordinates with the state and local law enforcement agencies and declined to comment on the existence of any ongoing or potential investigation. Although now the FBI has come out and said that they are aware of this. They knew of these leaks. They knew of this data. A Senate report, and they haven't denied that it's real.
Because it is.
Yes, because it obviously is. So the whole "it must be fake" line. It's just cope. That's just another freaking cope. Senate report leaked in September of 2020 claimed that Hunter sent, quote, thousands of dollars to women with ties to Eastern European prostitution and sex trafficking rings, while Father Joe was overseeing U.S. policy in Ukraine, which he was, while Hunter was working for Burisma, a Ukrainian energy company. The joint report by the Senate Homeland Security and Finance Committees said the then VP's son, quote, paid non-resident women who were nationals of Russia or other Eastern European countries and who appear to be linked to a, quote, Eastern European prostitution or human trafficking ring. End quote, end quote. The Senate committees said they had documents which confirm that Hunter Biden sent thousands to individuals who have either, one, been involved in transactions consistent with possible human trafficking, two, an association with the adult industry, or three, potential association with prostitution. Some recipients of those funds are Ukrainian and Russian citizens, the report added. What?
I was laughing at the association. It's a nice way of just saying
Right. Hunter's lawyers did not respond to Daily Mail's request for comment. Republican Kentucky Congressman James Comer, who plans to lead a congressional investigation into Hunter if the GOP wins control of the House later this year, which if they don't, it's proof that democracy's over in America.
Makes a good point, by the way. Kizza makes a good point, by the way.
Oh, let's be honest here. If you wanted a porn star to suck your dick, you could do much better than Stormy Daniels. Very true.
Yeah.
But
there's better blondes.
If the Dems win,
I have at least two in mind.
In this year, if they win this year, that would be, I think it's definitive evidence that there is no democracy left in the United States. And I'm not saying that because we don't win. I'm saying that because it's how about this? It's proof that democracy is a failure. How about that? Let's put it more succinctly. If the Dems win in 2022, it is definitive, irrefutable proof that democracy is a failed system. Because all this stuff can happen, and this is just what we're talking about today. We talk about every single week the crazy stuff that's going on with the left. And how abysmal, particularly the last 2 years, have been. If they still pick up seats, It's evidence people don't care. And we know this. People care about emotions. They care about feelings. They don't care about facts. They don't care about things that are good for them as long as it makes them feel good, because most people think in the moment.
I think something that's curious
Based on their emotions, not based on reality, not based on factual data.
I think something that's interesting about this that no one is going to talk about except me because I'm fucking weird.
All right.
Is that why is this coming out now?
It's a new leak.
No, this is not new. You see, some of the laptops shit has been since 2019, even according to that own report.
Yes. But it was from that time. But the hacking into the cloud, that was new.
You gotta read that
So-
tweet.
Huh?
On the tweet, sorry, the super chat.
Kids from their £5 says, speaking of porn stars, I'd love to fuck Brandy Love in front of the TP USA panel in full MAGA gear. Bring back the Empire. I mean, that would... Wowie.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Really?
I know who TP USA is. Who's Brandy? No, I don't know porn stars. I'm guessing is a porn star.
Hold
Who's
on a
Brandy
second.
Love?
Hold on.
I'll type it in.
No.
Well, considering when I typed it in, I get all MILF porn star.
No, I need like a
Alright.
decent picture of her where she looks like appropriately dressed.
I assumed porn star, considering the name and the spelling of Brandy, and saying because it was going to fuck her in front of the Turning Point USA panel.
No, but like I'm saying, give me like a decent picture of her for heaven's sake.
Oh, while you do that, I'll go ahead and finish the article. It's only like 2 more words or 2 more
Like,
paragraphs.
For God's sake, can I give you a picture where she's fucking dressed? For God's sake, this is like pissing me off.
James Comer plans to lead the congressional investigation into Hunter if the GOP wins control of the House later this year, revealed that Hunter and his uncle Jim had, quote, over 150 SARs. Comer told
second.
Fox News
Babe,
that
there's
he...
a picture of her.
Let me see. Wait a minute. Told
Wait
Fox
a
News he'd
while.
asked the White House for the documents, but it refused unless Democrat lawmakers sign on to the request. How bullshit is that? We're not going to show you any of this. We're not going to show... The White House isn't going to show any of its documents unless the Democrats also ask for it. Are you serious?
Well done to her.
It's the height of partisanship.
She's at least
Oh,
pretty.
she's
I'll
pretty
give her
cute.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
Also,
Nice titty.
she's a staunch conservative.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, she's like
Despite being a
she was the
porn star,
one.
but
She
yeah.
was the one who showed up at like the Young America's Youth Association. With,
Oh,
with
okay.
Charlie
That,
Kirk.
hence, okay, yeah. Hence that. Well,
Yes.
that's TP USA. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be why. All right, I
Yeah.
get it now.
And they got shit about her being there, and they were asked that she leaves, and she was kind of fed up because she just wanted to go there to like spread conservative values, because despite the fact that she is, you know,
Look, no, it's not.
shut up, Fox.
No, it was me. I brought it up because I
sorry.
have the call between Biden and Hunter about
If
this.
someone
Here, I
said
got it
show
up.
the picture counts, but dude, I'm not going to show the picture that originally came up. It's fucking raunchy as shit.
It's pornographic. So again, one of the things that is constantly.
Patricia's in the chat said, yeah, she's a conservative. Yeah, she's like an openly staunch conservative.
I mean, it seems a little weird, but okay.
But she's
DRT.
written a book about. She's written a book as well. Hold on, let me see.
DRT is king for $5 says, I think he films everything because he's so addled he wouldn't be able to remember the act otherwise. I agree. I do think that's it.
I didn't
He's on
actually
a
even
path
think
to
of that until you
Slaanesh
just said that. Yeah,
demon
that wouldn't
prince.
surprise me.
He is pure Slaanesh. And she's 48 or 49. Yes, she does still look good for that age. But yeah, I agree 100%. DRT is king. I think he was filming everything because he's so screwed up he can't remember it. I mean, look at the way he types and the way he talks. As far as we can tell, he sounds
can't find
again
the
like
book
he's
now.
he's mentally disabled. There's no other word I could use to describe it.
Slow.
He seems like his brain has been damaged, and I think it has.
That's 'cause he's
Also, I
an idiot.
have, if you pull up the watch together again, I have a call, because again, the claim here is, of course, that, well, Joe didn't know anything about any of this. How could he? No, of course. Joe didn't know anything about what Hunter was doing. Well, I got the clip here that was on the freaking, was on, the iCloud, I guess. I don't know how they found this. That was a voicemail from Joe Biden to Hunter. Let me know you got it up.
Yeah, I got up. Go.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Hey, Palace Dad, it's 8:15.
on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article,
Why would you say that at 8:15 on a Wednesday? This is fucking weird.
Mm.
at least if they're not online, it's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
Hunter Biden's discarded laptop came to international prominence after...
Why would you say that? I think you're in the clear. That's because you know.
That's because you know you did some shady shit.
He knows you did shady shit. I think you're in the clear. Oh, this poor Australian lady. Move it back, because that's my dude who said that thing about the two things he loves first in the world is the First Amendment, or the First Amendment and boobs. I forget his name, but so at the same time, more on the bad week for the Bidens. Like, I got other stuff, guys, tonight, but this is so much on the Bidens.
Oh, because I said, is one of the blondes you're thinking about Mia Malkova? No, but she would be on the list because she is really, really freaking pretty. No, the one I was thinking of is Belle Claire, because she's fucking hot as hell, and I think her hair's black or blonde. Don't really pay attention to the hair. I just know they switch every once in a while.
I sent you another article, which is from Reuters. Biden signs executive order on abortion, declares Supreme Court, quote, out of control. So remember how it's very bad to do EOs, ruling from the bench, that's very bad.
Oh, thanks, because that's the book I was looking for. I don't know why the book isn't on Amazon. Yeah, she wrote a book called Getting Wild Sex from Conservative Women, from us conservative women, Brandy Love. I mean, like, she supports, I don't know what the hell she would write in the book. And I'm not going to buy it, but,
Yeah.
I don't actually have any tips.
I'm not particularly interested, personally, but, I'd be interested. But here's the, so, Biden signs EO on abortion. The Supreme Court is out of control. Let me know when you got it up, because there's a clip here.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, there we go.
God. All right, you ready for the clip?
There's a clip here?
Yeah, at the top of the article.
Why can't I see
the video? It's not popping up?
No.
Weird. Hang on. Weird.
It's a sloppy ape.
No, it's in this. I'm looking at it right now, so I don't understand why.
I can't see shit.
All right, I'll screen share. Can you do that?
Screen sharing is gay. I'm not gonna.
Okay, I'll just read the.
I'm not gonna
just read the
share all the
article.
fucking people I talk to. There's some weird fucking people on my
Oh,
contact
true.
list.
I'll just read the article then.
Spoon. People go like, "Why is Spoon talking to so many girls?" Shut up.
July, Reuters. U.S. President Biden said the Supreme Court decision overturning the right to an abortion was an exercise in, quote, raw political power. It's not a right, and it's not an exercise in raw political power. It's the power of that part of government. That's why we have separation of the powers of government into the three systems. You just don't like the freaking outcome. I mean, Biden probably doesn't know anything what's going on, but whoever wrote this, that's what they mean.
It doesn't make any sense either, because if you're in a blue state, nothing changes at all.
Yeah, nothing's going to change for you.
So you're just getting pissed off that a bunch of red state people can ban abortion, who are most overwhelmingly in favor of the ban in the freaking first place.
Right. If you live in California or New York, guess what? You can, or where, I don't recall exactly which states had the 40-week abortion laws, but you can still go have your 9-month-old baby killed in your belly if you still want to do so.
Yeah.
You can still go do that, you sicko. But I mean, the things I would like to say to women who do that kind of stuff, I'm being very polite. I'll put it that way. Biden has been under pressure from his own party to take action after the landmark decision last month. Blah, blah, blah. The order directs the government's health department to expand access to medical abortion pills prescribed to end pregnancies. Now, I'll get into this in a second. And ensure women have access to emergency medical care, family planning services, and contraception. It also mentions protecting doctors, women who travel for abortions, and mobile abortion clinics at state borders.
I have an idea. How about you stop using abortion as a means of birth
control? Birth control? Yeah.
Problem solved. You
how about stop
bunch
that?
Of sluts.
It's really messed up.
Yeah, it's gross.
So, the medical abortion pills, they only work up until, guess what? About 3 months. I actually don't think they even work that long. There are pills, I think, the abortion pills, I think only work for like 2 or 3 months. After that, you can't take a pill and make this go away anymore. You have to go get a dilation and curettage, however it's pronounced, where they're going to have to go in with tools, cut the baby's body up, and suck it out. Okay? You can't take a pill at that point.
That's kind of gross.
It is gross, but that's why it's necessary to describe it, because you need to understand, women need to understand what the hell happens when they get an abortion. Okay? What are they doing?
Kisa, I don't know. No,
family planning services and contraception, I have no problem with access to that. That's
sorry.
good. I want that. I want family planning services and access to contraception. I don't, and I'm actually okay with medical abortions in certain cases, obviously. And I think, again, the heartbeat thing is fine. So 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I'm just looking at...
I say it's great, but...
I'm looking at Kisa linking names. It's Gabby Carter, Blair Williams, Elsa... I'll be honest, because I don't know any one of those. Mia Milano? No, I don't know any of them.
Discussing porn stars. When we're talking about abortion.
Well, no, but I'm looking at, like, I don't recognize any of those names. None. I don't know who any of them are. I know Brandy Love is because, well, for one thing, she's popular, and B, she was one of the first videos that I ever did, is because she was kicked off the thing, and I went, I don't actually agree that she should be kicked off, because I'm more libertarian than I am a staunch sort of conservative value guy. Although
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm slowly coming towards like being more socially conservative, just because it's making me realize that while I am in favor of this and I can sort of behave like a degenerate in a certain capacity, the fact that other people can't and they do it in the open is what makes me go, okay, I have to put a hard cap on this because you people are a bunch of morons and you're not as good as I am. I know that sounds really conceited, but I think the thing with the abortion is why people are becoming more pro-life is because you jackasses who are pro-choice, you are disgusting with it.
Because they wanted it to be up into anything.
Yes.
And by the way, Marie, it might be
responsible with it.
Yeah, Maria, it might be called a dilation and extraction as well. It's also called dilation and curettage. I couldn't pronounce it right. Curettage. I said cutterage. A little dyslexic there. I'm sure it's the same thing.
Aiden, you got to read that. Because I'm not going to.
As Dark Phoenix for 2 says, this is sloppy Aiden. Name the spoon sex tape. Oh, God. But and then also Max Slippy Fist, the pill is effective for like 3 to 5 days. That is the Plan B pill that
I would
prevents...
never do a sex tape because that's something that Hunter Biden would do.
Exactly. The Plan B pill prevents the pregnancy from actually latching into the uterine wall, so it prevents it from happening in the first place. There are also abortion pills where it's a medical abortion. It's also called an abortifacient, where you take the pill and it induces abortion. And you don't need to have a pill to do this. There's natural abortifacients. Pennyroyal tea, for example, is a very old one that has been used throughout history. Also a massive, I shouldn't tell people this, but they'll find out no matter what, if you wanted to look this up. Also a massive overdose, what we consider an overdose of vitamin C. There's all kinds of natural abortifacients, but there is a pill that specifically does induce abortion, but it can't really be used past the first trimester. And what these people seemingly want is second and third trimester abortions, which, that's what they're crying over, because so many of these states are still abortifacient. No pants. Again, my bad. I pronounce things wrong because all I do is read stuff and then I pronounce them wrong. My bad. Abortifacient, not abortifacient. My bad. Oops. Anyway. So, it's not, there's, if you really want to have an abortion and you're, 6 weeks pregnant and you don't want to even go to a doctor, you can just take a whole bunch of vitamin C. I would suggest you go to a doctor. And we've been over this many times. It was the first thing we were streamed about, Spoon, is that I think that all abortion is wrong morally. that it's not really. It's only that it's not a good thing. Like, not from a utilitarian perspective, a good is not being added to the universe. That this has to happen. But in terms of minimizing harm, there are cases, obviously, where you minimize harm. It's never good.
Depends on the.
But rape, incest, saving the mother's life.
I was going to say something far more based.
Which is.
I can't say it, obviously.
And even in the cases of rape, I would say that is up to the mother if they, up to a certain point. And I think that the heartbeat thing is a reasonable expectation, right? I think it's a reasonable expectation. Also, Keza for 5 more pounds. Holy crap, Keza says, speaking of abortions, does anyone remember when you had to perform an abortion on Randy Marsh and then Mr. Slave to save South Park? Good times. I do remember that. Was that in Stick of Truth? Right, I can't recall.
Game, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's been 2 South Park games.
I was gonna say, because if it was an episode, I'm like,
no, there were 2 South Park games. They were both really well. I only played a little bit of the second one, but yeah, Stick of Truth, I think, is the one I played.
What ethnicity is the fetus? Yeah, that was where the joke was gonna go.
Oof! Oh no!
See, someone is clued into my baseness. Well done. You can say it after the 2-hour mark.
I know.
Can I?
No. Do not say N-words or anything like that. Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say a certain F word.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Aiden and I use that word profusely on a daily basis.
No, we do not.
Yes, we do.
Only. Only in context, obviously.
We actually just call each other that all the time.
Well, yeah, that's how most people fucking act in private, by the way.
Yeah, it's because it's funny.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to say it. So
because whenever she does something really gay, I say that word. Because everyone is like, because I don't know about you guys. I remember a time when that word
that's what you used to call people.
Yeah,
like
who just got on your nerves.
Yeah, you're acting like a wow, you're being
they're
a
really
real
attention
big
seeking.
Right, exactly.
And now it's like, oh, it's offensive. You're like, why?
Also, again, I'm half gay. I should be allowed to say half of it, which the first 3 letters. Like a cigarette, right?
Yeah, but it's like. Yeah, because like in the UK, you just say, "Can I bum a fag?" Like that's something you used to say.
It's not unusual to say here, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I bum a fag? Yeah. And referring to the cigarette, yes.
Yes. Oh, depending on what nightclub you're in, saying that might be something very different.
Very true. Getting back to this article.
You're still gonna end up smoking something though.
Speaking of which, that makes me want to smoke. I'm a cigarette. How about
Bumming
you continue then while I have my
cigarette?
Because you said it. You said the word.
Oh, a fag?
Because now you started about cigarettes.
I'll be honest. Whenever I say fag, I think more of a cigarette, just because I've lived in Ireland so long, and it is something that they say here. Yeah.
Continue. It starts. If you start where I dropped off, it says it starts with, but it offered few specifics and promises to have limited.
Kiza, I'm not reading that.
All right, I'll read it. What we're witnessing wasn't a constitutional judgment.
No. What Kiza said in.
Oh. Kiza said for £5.
But read that in your head before you read it out loud.
I see that. Keza, I don't know if I can read that. I'm
I don't think I can read that either.
Okay, I'm going to quote. I did not say this. The Supreme Emperor Keza for £5 said this.
I'm not reading that.
You read, Spoon, you do it.
Hell, I'm not reading that shit.
Okay. The black pregnancy test.
Just say the pregnancy test.
Put a KFC up to your vag for 30 seconds. If there is a bite taken, there is a little censored in there. I'll see myself out. My dude. Oh my dude, that's fucking terrible. Holy shit,
not as
dude.
Bad as the cotton one though.
Oh my god. Okay, disavow. Pretty freaking horrible, dude.
You get that from a Cards Against Humanity? Get me? That's actually pretty good.
Oh my god.
Cards Against Humanity, like, okay, if there's...
I like cards. It's fun.
If there's something that I would play with you guys, as, like, if you want to do a group activity on Discord, play Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, we should do... Okay, finally we get something Spoon's willing to do with us.
Yes, I'll play that, because that's funny.
Let's play some cards then, pretend you're Z's. It's all online. There's a version you can select all kinds of stuff.
Yes, yeah. I'll play that with anyone, because Cards Against Humanity. And also, I've noticed everyone you played with is you you get to know who picks whose cards based on their kind of personality. Like with
Oh,
me,
exactly. You get
yes.
to figure out who's playing what real quick.
Yes,
You know?
for me, it's anything that is really sexist or racist. That's my cards, especially racist. That's what I usually go for.
Yes, Von Zonge. Susan, I had to read it. It was a super chat. You got 30% of it, Susan.
What are you trying to say? That it's blood on their hands as well?
Okay, the
When
order
to
directs the
all
government.
18 censored, hanging the barn equipment, outdated from. God damn, that's fucking fun.
Oh my god. The order directs the government's health department to expand access to medical abortion. We talked about that part, right? What we're witnessing wasn't a constitutional judgment.
Yes, it was.
It
That
was.
is
Roe
literally
v. Wade
what it
was
was.
unconstitutional. It was an exercise in raw power. Political power.
Shut up, Biden.
No.
You're reading a fucking
Biden told reporters at the White House, we cannot allow an out-and-out control of the Supreme Court working in
Yes.
conjunction with the
Working
extremist
by
elements of the
passing
Republican Party
by passing the responsibility back to the state legislature.
to take away freedoms from our personal autonomy. It's not a personal autonomy. How about the fucking personal autonomy of the fetus? How about their freedoms? How about the fact that if a woman gets pregnant, it doesn't matter if she's 6 weeks along or 6 months along. If the father of it decides he wants to bolt, she can get child support whenever. The life of that fetus and its rights, in terms of property rights, if the father dies at 6 weeks, the baby is going to be in the inheritance. If the mother then dies as well, the baby's on the inheritance. Do you understand? That means the fucking fetus has property rights. It has freedoms. It has freedom to live, life, liberty, pursuit.
If it has property rights, does that mean the mother's womb is technically like she's a landlord?
Yes, you could make that argument.
Really?
Yeah, it's only you could make that argument that the fetus is only renting the space. And in fact, I've heard that you can. That's a pro-abortion argument that I've heard, that because the fetus is a tenant, you can evict. Based if true, it is true. If mom and if the father dies, leaves all the mother money to the mother, and when the baby is, 6 weeks old,
I shouldn't laugh
and
at
then,
that,
and,
but that's
then,
funny.
and then mom dies in a car crash at 6 months, and they save the baby. Well, all the inheritance will go to that child
I'm sorry, but that's funny.
because the baby has freaking property rights.
That's messed up, but it's...
I mean, this is
Have
the
you ever
way
been a
the legal
landlord? Yeah,
system
for
works.
9 months.
If you don't like the legal system, you're gonna have to now go ahead and try to get that shit passed and say that women have to give up the right of them to collect money and goods from the father. Of course they won't. So ask women, what do you want? Do you want your baby to entail you to have property rights and money rights from the father, or no? If you're going to say if you don't want to have those rights, then all right, now we can even start to make the argument about you being able to evict the fetus from your womb, right? There's too much fucking hypocrisy all over the place here. Also, Jarnaki for 5 says Susan's sending her gimps over to Hayden's place now. Oh no. All right. I start taking a sip. The White House is not publicly entertaining the idea of reforming the court itself or expanding the 9-member panel. That's a lie. They are actively trying to expand the Supreme Court and flood it with all kinds of woke justices and stack it. Instead, Biden laid out how abortion rights could be codified into law by voters. Oh, guess what? You had 40 years to do this. You had 40 years to do this. You chose not to because you were relying on SCOTUS to protect you.
Yeah.
It's not constitutional. So if you want a SCOTUS level decision, you're not going to get it. Make your own local laws. That's the whole point of being a constitutional republic.
I thought you liked democracy.
God damn.
Like, democracy is at stake. So how would you use democracy to get
they
the
want
thing that you
SCOTUS to rule from the bench. They actually want a more monarchic style system of law to come down from on high. How interesting. Until a law doesn't favor their particular political persuasion, right?
Long live the monarchy. Favor centralized power in the hands of a benevolent person, because it's much more obvious and much more likely to get one benevolent person to get fucking 100 senators.
Right. Biden laid out how abortion rights could be codified into laws by voters if they elected 2 additional pro-choice senators and a pro-choice House, and urged women to turn out in record numbers to vote. He said he would veto any law passed by Republicans to ban abortion rights nationwide. They're not doing it nationwide. Yeah. It's at the state level. That's what they asked for. That's what they want. That's what we all want, as far as I can tell. You know, if you want to kill all your children in California, I will weep for the fact that you're killing all your children. That is upsetting to me. But luckily, they go to Jesus, so it's okay. And it's not okay. It's not okay. One small mercy, I guess, of but
democracy is the rule of the fools. That's a good quote.
Yeah. At least they go to, and live with Jesus, but it's not okay. You kill your children willy nilly if that's what you feel like doing. It's degenerate, it's disgusting, and it's absolutely horrifying. But you can do that in your state. Just don't come into other states. Sorry, I'm you know how much I hate this topic. There's
a reason there's a reason I said that muted.
And well, go. You can say whatever you want. I just disagree.
Yeah, but it sounds kind of racist.
No, because people make dumb decisions. People make dumb decisions.
Yes, and it was my smart decision to say that unmuted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because I'm not that stupid.
It's Patricia von Kempen. It's limbo. I think you're thinking of, and yeah, that technically, if they've not been baptized, they go to limbo. But I think if you haven't, I don't think limbo. I don't know. I think unborn children who haven't even had a chance at anything in life, I don't think they get punished in any way. So because they haven't been baptized, yeah, it's limbo. I don't think they get. I can't imagine that they are in any way punished. Limbo is like an eternal waiting place. You can have different opinions on what you think limbo actually means, but it's the in between, right? So.
Almost like Kisser said, we need what we need is common sense abortion laws. These women are campaigning for assault abortions. We need a 1-year waiting list and only one abortion.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea, actually.
I mean, there's a couple of things that I think would be one. I think if you've had more than 3 abortions, I think they should probably just take your stuff out. Yeah, at that point, you know what I mean.
How would we just like?
It's not.
How would you just get the word whore tattooed on your forehead?
Probably, yeah. How about that? I mean, yeah, don't even have your stuff pulled out. Just get freaking whore tattooed on your forehead. Sean Illingworth for $10. Hey, thanks, man. Says, if Dems pull off federalizing a abortion law, do you think there will be states that refuse to enforce it the way that weed is, quote, legalized in many states? Yeah, probably. But they're not going to. They're not going to be able to federalize it. I don't think they're going to try to. They're going to try to. But their whole point was to put it at the state level. And again, the states where people mostly are in favor of abortion aren't changing.
Yeah, nothing's
going to change there.
And also something to point out. And I was watching Steve Turley. He pointed this out.
Very based. I like Turley.
Yeah, if you look at which group is more likely to vote on or sort of abortion. As a sort of single issue voters, it's overwhelmingly pro-life. It's not pro-choice.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea that it's going to up the furore, so to speak, of left-wing voters to vote pro-choice, statistically speaking,
I don't think that
doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that this is going to increase Dem voter turnout.
No, I
really not. Really not when your option is.
It's too far away as well.
You know, it's far away. No, I mean the midterms are coming up. So that is a big deal.
A week is too far away.
The what's too far away?
A week is too far away.
I don't understand.
I mean, as if you were to break a story, the voting in a week would be too much. They will lose steam.
Yeah.
Like our attention.
That's probably true.
Our attention span has been shot to shit.
There's evidence on that in the research. Yeah, like
oh my God.
The human attention span is absolutely through the floor. It's in the toilet because. Well, the news cycle, it's 24-hour news cycle every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it blitzkrieg's your mind.
Yeah.
It's also eroding our very concept of patience, which I think explains a lot. I think that is because I wrote a piece on Substack like ages ago about where I think one of the biggest problems of technology is it is eroding the concept of patience, and it is making people impatient, and that kind of instant gratification expectation is bleeding into other things where it doesn't gel.
It's the dopaminergic hit of social media too, of instant. Where's my feedback? You know, it's weird. Like years ago, like 20 years ago, when I had to, not quite that long ago, but whatever, 15 years ago, when I have to like call tech support or something, or just call somebody, like, you know, and deal with a someone who handles phones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to like. They would be really rude, generally speaking. I would say, like, a lot of them would be really rude. But I found in the last, even like 4 years, that if you show even like the slightest bit of kindness and patience with those people, like, I don't feel like they did this back in the day, because I always try to be polite to people on the phone. You know what I mean? But I don't think it really worked much back then. More recently, I think that they just don't have anyone who's nice to them at all. So if you're even slightly polite to those people on the phone and have patience with them when they're trying to help, you get so much. You get so much more with honey than with vinegar, right?
Yeah.
Just by being polite. And I even had people on the phone tell me before, I've been like, "Oh, thank you for being so, you know, like patient with me." I'm like, "Yeah, of course, duh. I know your job sucks. Doing call service is not fun, you know. I've never had to do it, but I can't imagine it's fun."
Dealing with assholes all day.
Right, you're dealing with people who are mad at you, even though you didn't do anything. It's not your fault, you know.
Yeah. I kind of feel for those people.
I do think patience is a totally lost art. Because of social media and the instant gratification stuff of now.
Yeah, and I also think...
And that's totally affected me in ways too.
I also think it destroys the concept of bonding. Social media has fucking ruined that.
Oh, look, it's weird for me because I'm a media psychologist predominantly. So that's what I study. It's like, oof, wow, it's really screwed some stuff up, I think. And particularly because I should say why it's so weird for me is because I'm a light side scholar, or I was predominantly, in terms of my personal research, light side, which...
You get your friends via through a kitchen drawer.
Yeah, I know, right? But what light side research is, and light side research is heavily undervalued and not heavily focused on in the social sciences, because light side research is, hey, I'm trying to look at, like, how do we improve psychology? How do we improve people's well-being? What are the things that are helping? What's way more interesting to people is dark side research, which is what's making people sad and what's making people upset, what's depressing the populace. So there's far less research on light side scholarship than there is on dark side scholarship.
Oh, I 100% agree with Kiz on that one.
Kiz Over 5 Pounds says, I'd argue a large minority and most of Gen Z people are suffering from a form of drug addiction. Dare I say these children need to go cold turkey.
It
is unquestionable, in fact, that we see the same dopaminergic responses to, let's say, Twitter involvement as we do to drugs. So yes, that's not even a question. There's actually data that support that hypothesis.
Yeah,
pretty significant amounts of data at this point. Oh my gosh, there's a big spider next to me. I don't know from height, but there's it's a broad field of research. And
Hello, Mr. Spider.
It's a big spider. There's no poisonous spiders here, so I just didn't expect them to, like, crawl up right next to me. You know?
There's no such thing as poisonous spiders.
Sorry,
poisonous. That is like a pet peeve of mine. Whenever I hear anyone say spiders are poisonous,
I know, I misspoke. I misspoke.
Face.
It's the data
venomous
thing. It's the data R thing for me.
Like,
I get it.
Like, here's something to make me rage. Say spider's venomous. Like, I'll fucking want to just beat your head. I don't know why. It's like, dudes, poison is what you ingest. Venom is what they use to kill their prey.
Yes, I know. My bad. I was using a colloquialism, but you are correct, obviously, and I should not have misspoke. Anywho.
Oh, goodness.
Jen Klein, director for the President's Gender Policy Council.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Great. At the White House, did not name any specifics when asked what the order would change for women, because it won't do anything. You can't solve by executive action what the Supreme Court has done, she said. She's seething and coping, but she's also
shitting
right.
And pissing herself, yeah.
But she's also right. You can't just make an EO and override the Supreme Court, as much as you're trying to, Biden. And this is not the only EO he's signing to override SCOTUS, by the way. We're going to get to another one. He's looking at trying to sign EOs, essentially, that would override also the gun issue.
EOs or executive orders?
EO, executive order, my bad. EO stands for executive order.
Indeed.
First steps. Still, progressive lawmakers and abortion rights groups welcome the directive. Elizabeth Warren called it important first steps at destroying the 3 segments of the American government system, the 3 separations of power. Well, we don't like what SCOTUS is doing, so we're just going to get rid of them. Remember, these are the people that be like, all the time talking about how we have to protect our beautiful, precious American democracy by absolutely destroying the system when it does things we don't like.
Yeah. I find it amazing how people don't see through the farce. Like, it's fucking insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is a threat to our American democracy, so we're going to overturn everything that makes us the country function. Like,
Right.
Are you fucking retarded? Don't answer that question. That was rhetorical.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I hate these people. I really do, because they're just so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, the level of stupidity, I can't. It's overwhelming.
No, exactly. So looking at overturning the Scottish decision on abortion.
It's not gonna happen.
I mean, they can try, but you don't have the power to do so. It's not within the legislative.
Anti-inflation fuels bets on supersized Fed hikes. Yeah, that's gonna go fucking well.
Kizza for another £5. Jesus, Kizza says, I know how to make these, quote, children learn patience, make them watch a cutscene from Metal Gear Solid 4, and then go for like 30 plus minutes. Yeah, true. Very true. Metal Gear Solid 4 is mostly just a very long movie. So, have you seen this video?
Which one?
Of Parkland father interrupts Joe Biden at speech ceremony marking new gun safety bill.
Oh my god, there's been so many fucking news about this.
So again, so now they're trying to pass again a new bill to get around. It's on this Deadline article. It's a Twitter video.
You gay.
What it says is Joe Biden gave a speech today marking the signing of a gun safety bill passed in the aftermath of recent mass shootings, and also in the aftermath of SCOTUS telling New York that they can't pass the kind of laws they were passing on concealed carry. So again, they're trying to rule from the legislative branch to intentionally override SCOTUS, right? And again, if you want to do this in your state, if you want to ban all guns in your state, well, it's a little bit different because the Second Amendment is really clear. There's no amendment for the basis
Shall not be infringed.
of Roe. There's no amendment. There's nothing in the Constitution that's used as the basis for Roe beyond rights not otherwise enumerated. Right to privacy not otherwise enumerated. That's the justification constitutionally for Roe. Does that sound like does that sound like it says anything about abortion? Oh, it doesn't? Because it doesn't.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you really can't make these laws restricting firearms because that is a pretty concise statement in the Constitution that these rights shall not be infringed. Okay? So no, you can't do that. It's a little different. Even as lawmakers, gun reform advocates, and victims' families gathered on the South Law ceremony, and that said that new legislation would be meaningful, some also said it falls short of the laws that were in place in the past, like the assault weapons ban or even a ban on the purchase of firearms for those under 21. So basically, they just want more.
Yep.
They just want more. You're not going to get more.
Children.
Biden's speech was interrupted by Emmanuel Oliver, whose son Joaquim was killed in the 2018 Parkland shootings. I understand why he's upset, okay? Obviously. His son died. But still, this is interesting. In this video. Here we can... what he said is... I've been trying to tell you this for years. That's what he says to Biden, because you can't hear it in the clip. And then Biden goes on. So if you want to play the speech, tell me when you're ready. It's the C-SPAN clip. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, go.
It's proof that despite the naysayers, we can make meaningful progress on dealing with gun violence. Because make no mistake, sit down, you'll hear what I have to say. If you think...
Yeah, shut up.
I've been trying to tell you this for years. Let me finish my comment. let him talk. Let him talk. No one, okay? Because make no mistake about it, this legislation is real progress, but more has to be done.
Okay, just understand. Sit down, shut up. A guy whose son was killed in a shooting. Now, I don't think this guy's able to think clearly about this issue. All right? And I understand why he can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's total crap.
It is total crap. You're not able to think logically about this, and it's not his fault. What happened to his son is beyond atrocious. It is a terrible tragedy.
I just found that amazing. If I look at Americans, how they address the gun issue, is that the one side screams, "Oh, we need more gun control," and the other just side, "No, we don't," and that's fucking it. And
well, how the hell is it working? Japan has some of the most stringent, strictest gun control on Earth, and last week Shinzo Abe was killed. The former prime minister was killed by a DIY shotgun that somebody made in Japan in their garage. So how does that, don't sell firearms thing, how is it working out? They killed a former prime minister.
No, I get that. But the thing is that
This thing doesn't work.
Yeah, they're not ever going to get rid of it. And also, why don't you talk about every school shooter, so to speak, has a type. Social isolation, alienation, and drugs, broken family. Every single one of them. So what can you do to help prevent that? Fucking off and get rid of the Great Society programs. Are they going to do that?
Yeah.
No. Then I will not take you seriously.
Right. Meanwhile, it looks like the NFA is in danger next.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. I think NFA is actually, it's trending on social media. I sent you an article, it's from Forbes. The debate over firearm ownership remains one that will likely never find common ground. Blah, blah, blah. On Tuesday, Republican Rep. Thomas Massie of Kentucky, a noted supporter of 2A, tweeted a simple but direct question. What pro-Second Amendment legislation do you want the House to pass when Republicans retake the majority? Which, if they don't, again, if Republicans don't retake it after all of this,
they're useless as a fucking body.
No, then it will show that, again, democracy is a fundamentally broken system. And I don't like the Republicans, but, you know, the response was immediate, with many gun rights groups and supporters calling for the abolishment of the ATF and the National Firearms Act of 1934, which is also unconstitutional, the NFA.
You know, you can tell who is a good Republican?
Because those who oppose the NFA?
That too. But the ones who did not vote to send $50 billion worth of cash to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few of them. And I think... I think Josh Hawley was one of them. I think. I know Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn was one of them. And...
it's surely a short list to look at.
One of them.
Well, of course, yeah. I'm not sure by that. Hosidius for two says, gotta check out that NPR eulogy for Shinzo Abe. I did not see that. Didn't see that. I'll have to check. I will look into that. So, Gun Owners of America, of which I am a lifetime member, responded to Massie. Libertarian Party of Tennessee. Neither of the calls seem particularly realistic, but this hardly is the first time that there has been a call to abolish the ATF and, moreover, repeal the NFA. If this stuff keeps going on the way it's going, I think there's a real possibility that NFA could be repealed. Because it also is just an unconstitutional ruling.
Yeah, and
unconstitutional legislation, piece of legislation.
I also, I'm looking at the list here right now. So there's Ted Cruz? Really?
Here's interesting. Kids just posted this. Dutch parliament passes law that allows the government to require people to house refugees, as in requires people to provide refugees with rooms in their home and feed them. If need be, the government may also relocate people, evict them from their homes to house refugees. Now, I don't know if this is true.
Oh, get the fuck out.
What, can you read the thing in Dutch?
Verplaatsing bevolking in tot.
Population Relocation Act. It allows you to forcibly take people into your home or even leave your home for them. By the way, you should leave your household good behind. This is possible in the Netherlands now.
The law was originally from 1952. The context was clearly That's what related to war.
Yeah, well, obviously, I I don't know how if this is.
The war in Ukraine is our war too. No, it fucking isn't. It's to preserve your liberal
This is
world order,
insane.
which is going to fall, by the way.
Yeah,
Because
that's insane.
Russia is going to win.
Well, there's clearly a power grab going on in the Netherlands.
Mm.
They're really angry about the we went over this last week. They want to build that mega city, and that's why they're just basically saying, "Oh, we're just going to take your land from the farmers." And now they're going to be like, "Well, we're going to take your land, and we're going to just put refugees in your house, and you can't do anything about it." How interesting. So the NFA may be in danger, though, and that's good.
Hold on a second.
Now,
I want to send this to V.
Oh, yeah. Now, for Biden, things, despite, all the shit he's been doing, it's not looking great for him. You know what I mean? It's not looking great. Oh, hang on. I gotta make an account at New York Times. They won't let me use any more free articles. Okay. Biden said he plans to run for second term, but his age has become an uncomfortable issue for him and his party. It's a New York Times article. I don't really think it's necessary to read this whole article because they just go through it. It's very long, and there's something of interest in it. It's just the New York Times basically saying, and they go into it in detail. Biden's too old. He's 79. Yeah. Sorry, Biden would be asking the country to elect a leader. He's 86 at the end of his tenure. He's 80. Yeah. 86. He's 80. He'll be 82. Yeah. They're asking. I mean, even the New York Times is saying Biden's too freaking old.
It's because he's too fucking old. He was too old to run the fucking first place.
He's too old to ride his bicycle. I mean, And also, there's two parts to this. One, so even New York Times is saying Biden's too old to run. So New York Times, a far left in terms of the United States, it's a quite left-leaning source, is saying Biden's too old to run, right?
You know what they're doing that?
Why?
They're doing that to put the brakes on Trump as well by saying he's also too old.
Maybe, yeah. God, I hate New York Times.
Why?
Because I can't see the article anymore. I looked at it earlier, but now
it's up now. I have it up.
The other one, the Democrats don't want Biden in 2024 because it's their polling.
At 79, Biden's testing the boundaries of age.
The second one, the one I just posted.
Is that the one you just posted?
No, the one I just posted now.
Oh, god damn it, Aiden.
It's in two articles. Because they're two different things. This is it's not going to let me look at it. Are you able to see it?
Hold on. God damn it, stop, buddy.
I can pay them, I guess. God damn it.
I'm not paying the New York Times. Fuck you.
I know, it's just so frustrating because it works on my laptop, but then it doesn't work on my desktop.
There we go.
Are you able to get into it?
Yes.
Can you read it then? Because I can't. But you can see the data on this. Because I looked at it earlier.
Yes, I can. Let's see. President Biden is facing Stuart Biden, he's not the president, fuck off, is facing an alarming level of doubt from inside his own party. I wonder why.
Gee.
Yeah, could it be because he's not really the president and it's because he's a fucking moron? And what did I say? I said in the previous video they're running 3 people, which is 80s movie villain, which is Newsom, Cackles, and Mr. Buttplug. And they're all exactly the same fucking person. There's no difference policy-wise between those 3. Which begs the question, what the fuck is the point of the primaries?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just to see who is the public going to vote for, but you're essentially voting for the same fucking policies. You're just voting for whichever candidate you think is going to go up against the Republican nominee, but there's no difference between those 3 fucking candidates in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Let's see, 64% of Democratic voters say they would prefer a new standard bearer in the 2024...
64%. That's approaching 2/3.
Yes. 2024 presidential campaign, according to New York Times.
Let's be clear what they mean by that. Is that they mean they do not want to vote for Biden.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yes, and it says voters have nationwide have soured on his leadership, giving him a meager...
Or is it 63%?
64%. Giving him a meager...
That's 2/3, yeah.
Yeah, giving him a meager 33% approval. It's probably lower than that, actually. Widespread concerns about the economy and inflation have helped turn the national mood decidedly dark, both for Mr. Biden. That's because he was the fucking cause of that. Trajectory of the nation, more than 3/4 of registered voters see the United States moving in the wrong direction. A pervasive sense of pessimism that spans every corner of the country, every age range and racial group, cities, suburbs, and rural areas, as well as both political parties. That's because Biden fucking sucks. Only 13% of American voters said the nation was on the right track. Those are all rich fuckers. And the lowest point in Times polling since the depths of the financial crisis more than a decade ago. It's for Mr. Biden, the bleak national outlook has pushed his job approval rating to a perilously low point. Republican opposition is predictably overwhelming, but none more than 2/3 of independents also now disapprove of the president. If you have that much of a disapproval of the independents,
and as I said, when you look at the potency of cognitive dissonance as a psychological factor, it's got to be way lower than that. They're saying it's 36%. I think approval rating. I think it's got to be high teens in reality when you account for cognitive dissonance and other psychological issues. Yeah, and polling error. I think it's probably closer to 20. I'll put it that high, and that's high. That's if you totally account for cognitive dissonance, which is impossible. I'd say it's probably closer to like 5, but can't do that. Kissa for another £5 says, dude, Kissa, thank you so much. Says, Spoon, there is a difference. One runs a cigarette state, one downs manhood to get VP, and the last is a cigarette. Trump Paul 2024 will win. Oh, that would be great. That would be a very brilliant strategy, I'd say.
Rand Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would favor Rand Paul as president, actually.
I Rand over Trump even, maybe, yeah. Trump's got too much momentum behind him. Even after all the shit, people still like him so much.
The problem with Rand Paul is he's too small.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he is a small figure, and that does not scream presidential material. That's why Ben Shapiro would never be president, because he's too tiny.
You mean physically?
Yes.
You mean physically?
Yes.
You really? Oh, you mean physically? I was like, I didn't know what you meant by that.
Yeah. He's not an imposing figure. That is an important distinction. I mean, Trump is 6'3". Trump is a big fucking dude, and that is, and also he looks appropriate in a suit. Like you can imagine him being president. He looks the part. Like Stick speaks about this at length. He's just like, there is a certain element of appearance, and you look at him and like he looks presidential. You can see him in the presidential role. You can't see Rand Paul as president. I can't see Ben Shapiro as president either. I can see Trump. I can see Ron DeSantis as president because they look presidential.
Yeah. Rand is a really smart guy, and I like him a lot. I don't like him as much as his dad at all, but I do like Rand. It's hard to be as based as Ron Paul.
Yeah, so but if someone were to gun to my head, who do I think? I would prefer Rand Paul be president over Ron DeSantis.
Patricius von Kempen did mention that Putin's a small Ben. He's a very small bean. He's like 5'7" or something. Yeah. Yeah,
but he was also an ex-KGB agent, and
I know
he's very good at judo, and I wouldn't fuck with him. That's the reason why.
I know you wouldn't fuck with him, but if your height hypothesis doesn't apply to Putin,
but who's gonna fuck with him?
Well, Zelensky, apparently.
Zelensky's not fucking with anyone. He's too busy being on TV every other fucking day begging for money. He's a whore. Which is ironic because he's a fucking multi-millionaire. How would you finance your own wars, you fucking...
I really don't have any respect for Zelensky at all. I do not like him.
Because he's a slut.
I think he's just fake. I think everything about him is fake. He's an actor.
Literally.
Literally, he's an actor, and his starring role was playing the president of Ukraine. I don't trust.
Ted Cruz looks at presidential. This has to be said. Ted Cruz does look better with the beard.
Yeah, he does. Horwitz, Feinberg, and Horwitz for $20. Hey, thank you. Says found a recipe for biltong spoon. I'll let you know how it turns out. Ooh. Yeah, let us know.
Yes, please. If you're on Discord, please tell me what the recipe is. Okay, let me say this. Every time it's about food. If you're going to make biltong, there is 4 ingredients that you absolutely must have. Like, it's probably 5. Worcester sauce, because that's how we say it. Cracked
Is it
black
Worcestershire
pepper.
sauce?
Yeah, Worcester sauce, because that's how we say it, because we're normal. Let me say brown sugar, cracked black pepper, garlic powder, vinegar. The vinegar, I think, is probably, however, which one vinegar you prefer, because I've seen a few different ones. And most importantly, fuck, I forgot what I was listing now.
Why? Because I memed on you.
No, I'm just thinking in my head, like, which is the most important one. I would say coriander is the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
Cracked
I like
coriander.
coriander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cracked coriander is an absolute must if you're going to make biltong.
No, biltong's not cowtongue. It's just it's barbecue. Probably the easiest way to describe it.
Was it ostrich? No, ostrich is Volstruis. Pronounced written Volstruis. Volstruisvlees is, yeah. Hold on, I have to write this down.
As in meat, as in flesh. I see. Dutch is easy for English speakers. It's got to be vice versa. It's too many cognates or things that are mutually intelligible, right?
Hold on a second. You can say something, by the way.
Okay. Well, I can't read this article because I can't get to load on my side.
There we go.
It works fine on my
Brown sugar,
crap
cracked black pepper, garlic powder, coriander. Coriander is an absolute must. If
Yeah.
you don't have coriander with your biltong, it just tastes weird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That is something that you inhale by the literal kilos.
Oh yeah, you don't use the seeded coriander, full coriander seeds. It's the same thing that I use when I make like sauerbraten. Coriander, cracked coriander seed. That's what you need.
I'm still.
And you can, if you toast it a little bit first, it's extra good.
I'm still fucking pissed off because I had family members coming back from South Africa a while ago, and they brought biltong in like a fair bit, and it got confiscated at the fucking airport.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. You told me.
And I went like, I want to end some of your existences, because please explain to me what the fuck is going to happen to all of that meat. Like, let me get it straight. You can't bring it into the country for your own consumption, but someone else is going to eat it in the fucking country. It's like, that makes no fucking sense. You
weird
absolute
fucking
cunts.
shit, right? That I've seen happen so many times. Okay, so again, biltong, it's like a barbecue flavored jerky,
laws.
right? It's dried meat, and I have been on flights with Chinese people, and did I ask them that they're Chinese? No. Do I know they're Chinese? Yes. Who are bringing in like, and you're at the airport they're trying to go through freaking security, and they've got right in front of me. I watched this happen one time. Had a entire freaking bag that they were taking on carry on. So who the hell knows what they put in checked that was full of nothing but like giant glass bottles of like pickled who knows what, and fresh vegetables and all kinds of crap they're trying to bring like across. And this was an international, I'm guessing it was an international flight. I don't know. This was in Gatwick, I think, that I saw this. I was like, what the hell? You know? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, customs officers have a great racket. Like, if I swear to God, if I found out Irish fucking officers ate my bulldog, man, I'll.
Oh, for sure. I did feel a little bit quite when we were in Birmingham last time in the UK, and I got some. We were in the Chinese sector of Birmingham, and I got a whole bunch of like things that I can't get here, you know, without having to order them and have them shipped over. And then one of those things was MSG, and I didn't realize until we were like going through customs, and I had it in my. It was in my checked bag, but I didn't realize until we were like getting. I was like, wait a minute, they might be a little bit confused about those 2 kilogram bags of white powder that I have. They do say MSG on it in big letters, and it's clearly the brand of MSG, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've only been pulled out once out of a lineup because I had bulldog in my bag. I was a bunch of dogs sniffing around me, and it's I had long hair at the time, and I just came out of Amsterdam, so I look shady. Yeah, I just walked around and I just went, "Dogs, you can leave me alone. I don't have any drugs in me. Go away."
I used to get pulled out of line all the time because my dad worked for the federal government. I've told the story before, and I would get sometimes I'd go to print out my ticket at the airport, and it literally be red. The whole ticket, the paper would be red. It was like, what is this? And it's like, oh, it's just because my dad has security clearance. So then I got put on a list. I gotta use a restroom. Would you mind finishing that article real quick? I've already read the data on this. This is about how the Democrats are not doing great. Be right back.
You need data for that? We can just see the fucking state of the country. Well, anyway. What the hell was I saying? Let's see. For Mr. Biden, a bleak national outlook has pushed his job approval ratings at perilously low point. Republican opposition is predictably overwhelming, but more than 2/3 of independents also now disapprove of president's performance, and nearly half disapprove strongly. Among fellow Democrats, his approval stands at 70%. No one fucking believes that, by the way. A relatively low figure for a president, especially leading into the 2022 midterms, when Mr. Biden's need to rally Democrats to polls to maintain control of Congress, which is not gonna fucking happen at this point. Let's be brutally honest. Although let's not be honest, or let's not lose sight of the fact that the Republicans are known for snatching defeat at the jaws of victory because they're fucking idiots. In a sign of deep vulnerability and of unease among what is supposed to be his political base, only 26% of Democratic voters of the primary should re-nominate him in 2024. 26%, Jesus fucking Christ. So 74% said no, get the fuck out. I think it's higher. Because I imagine if you poll people who know what the fuck is going on, and also depends on what class. Because I imagine richer people want him to, and low people not so much. Although the inflation is hitting fucking everyone. Even Bezos said, what the fuck are you doing? So, who the fuck knows who the 26% are. Mr. Biden has said repeatedly that he intends to run for re-election in 2024. Well, of course he has to say that.
We heard him yell about it, you know?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. He's a fucking moron.
I told you my conspiracy theory about what I think will happen. Because I don't think I think he is. I think he's completely sincere about that.
Push down the flight.
Only because he's out of his mind. So in his head, he's probably like, "I'm gonna run for," and they'd be like, "Nah, Joe, we can't."
92% of Democrats said they'd vote for me again. No,
here's the actual data, Joe. No, they don't show that.
At 79, he is already the oldest president in American history, and there's a reason why no one should vote for someone that fucking old, because he's senile and retarded. And the concerns about his age ranked at the top of the list for Democratic voters who want the party to find an alternative. I'll be honest, the age thing doesn't fucking matter, because they're just going to find someone who has the exact same fucking policies. That's the thing. They want someone like anyone else who gets into power. Do you think they will deviate from any of those fucking train wreck policies? Do you think they're going to suddenly care about the border or inflation or energy prices and this stupid shit?
Nope.
No, exactly. So what the fucking hell is the point?
Like it's all pure politicking.
Yeah. But that's my point, is the fact that they're saying that the DNC wants to run someone. Like, I just want people to really...
They have to run somebody.
Yeah, but this is the point I want to make, is that the DNC is the royal family of the blue side of politics.
Yeah, did you finish your video on that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So Spoon did a video about this. Was it the other day?
Yesterday.
On the idea of
corrupted monarchies.
The corrupted monarchy of the United States, and I completely agree. It's that the thing is, there's only so many systems of government, and people are drawn towards one or the other. As human beings, as a species, we get drawn in one direction or another.
Rugby is the only true sport. Give that person a wrench right now.
No.
Yes, that's that's good people right there.
All right, Spoon requested it, so here's your wrench. Use this power wisely. I'll have to remove it.
Yes.
But I trust you from your rugby take, apparently.
Yes, I do.
But
good people.
Yeah, it is its own monarchic system. When some people are like, "Ooh, monarchy, what are you talking about? It's so far removed from reality." It's like, it actually happens now, but the problem is that with a lineage-based monarchical system, then you have accountability that builds up over time, by the way, also. With a democratic system, people just say, "Oh, just vote harder next time." Well, they screwed up. They were bad. I hope the next one's better.
Yeah.
I'll vote harder next time. Oh well.
Oh well, we have to suffer through 4
Tyra, I'll
years
give
of
you a wrench,
serfdom.
I don't know why you don't have a wrench, actually, Tyra. But
Yeah, once
yeah,
I get to
it's
5,000 subs, I'm gonna change
it's a
the channel
bizarre kind
entirely.
of it's a bizarre kind of thing where I think people, we've talked about this many times, is that it's the perception, the illusion of choice.
It's very powerful.
It placates people into thinking that they really do have power when, again, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
You don't. And I know that it's
That's
a great
very difficult for people
idea
to
in
break
theater. In theory, it's a great idea, and it would be awesome. But unfortunately, there's no way to get to that. There's no way to do it.
Yeah.
So, not realistically. Maybe in a very small country, maybe. But then you have to worry about external forces, and yeah, it's
Yes, you're wrench now because you complimented right.
because no, he doesn't want the wrench of yours.
Oh, well, you can take it away then.
Well, I will remove the wrench.
That's the kind of person who you want to have power.
Yeah, true, to be honest.
Says, like,
yes,
no, I don't
exactly.
want this.
That's what Moldbug talks about. But meanwhile, while this is going on, did you finish that article?
No.
Okay.
My God, I don't read as quick as you do.
Oh, sorry. I do read quickly.
By the time the fucking page loads, Aiden's already read the fucking thing. That's how quick she reads. She reads like how fucking Bender from Futurama reads. She just like flicks through the page like.
Because I do nothing but sit around and read all day.
Give me a wrench and tell another racist joke. It's actually quite tempting, actually.
Oh, I'll give it back because he wants to launch an ICBM with it. There we go.
Arden Party is good people though. He comments on my videos and watches my stuff. Yeah.
Actually, Arden Party. Yeah, you should wrench it. We're giving out wrenches tonight. Finish the statistics. There's numbers in this. There be numbers in this article that I can't access right now. So could you please get to the actual percentages? Which, again, I think the polling data on Biden, the aggregate polling is 36% approval rate.
That's fucking bad. Like, I'm looking at some of these things.
It's bad. It's bad, but I mean, it's way, like I said, it's way worser than that. It's way worse.
This is the one.
Way worser.
This is the one that I want to read most. Like, more than 75% of voters in the polls said the economy was extremely important to them. No shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yet only 1% rated economic conditions as excellent. Among those who are typically working age voters age 18 to 64 years old, only 6% said the economy was good or excellent. 93% rated it poor or only fair.
Because the only people who would say that are people who are so freaking rich.
Yes, like you're
I think kids have sent you something in DMs, Spoon.
Let me see. That's fucked up.
The White House is trying to trumpet strong job growth.
Hold on. I can't
actually read it. I'm reading it through the stream because it's so bad.
Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Kids, it isn't loading on mine.
Okay.
Sorry, kids are sending me a meme, and it's pretty fucking good, actually.
Or is it spicy?
Yeah, it's. Hold on, let's see if I can link this to. Can I actually put this on stream? I kind of want to because it's pretty good, actually.
All right.
Hold on, let me.
Why not?
Well, let me just message you first, see if you approve.
Send it to me to make sure that I don't think it'll get us banned. Oh no, it's fine. That should be fine. I know what it is. But this is probably in a newspaper. Of course, I've seen Hunter Biden.
Yeah, so is everyone else.
We've seen a lot of them. The one part I forgot is that his. We didn't mention this specifically because it wasn't in that article, that Joe was saved in Hunter's phone as Pedo Pete.
Yeah.
Which, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Right?
That's pretty good. I'm looking at it now.
I mean, it's like, you see, to have your own father, saved as a contact in your phone as Pedo Pete.
Is quite fucked up, yes.
I think that's quite telling is what it is.
That's a big fucking table.
Yeah, he's got a lot of coke to snort.
And I'm guessing that's crack rocks.
Yeah, as good as
Or
crack
meth
rock.
on
Or
the-
meth or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Welcome to the United States.
Yeah, well, this
The
is
United
this
States
is
of rails by the fucking looks of it.
yeah, this is the father of or the son of the president. Excuse me.
Remember when people
if you
say
wouldn't,
that Biden or Trump's kids had influenced the administration? Yeah, so does Hunter's kids, or
or
Joe
Biden's
Biden's kids. Yeah, and this is not a good influence.
No, it's not a good one. If you don't mind finishing this article, because we're going a little bit late. I have one other thing I definitely want to cover tonight. Everything else is kind of inconsequential. It's interesting. I'll just say I won't say what the topic is that I want to get to, but it's very important to me personally. I won't say what it is, but the ones I think we're going to pass on tonight is the January 6th committee is targeting Tim Pool and Alex Jones. Tim just put a response up tonight, just like an hour before we went live. Wisconsin Supreme Court banned voting drop boxes,
That's
which
good.
is raising new questions about the 2020 election. As we mentioned
I wonder
earlier,
why.
yeah, Elon Musk has terminated his deal with Twitter, of course. He responded to the lawsuit threat. They said that they're going to sue him. He responded to the lawsuit threat with a meme. Twitter has confirmed that they are going to sue Musk as of yesterday. And now Elon Musk is feuding with Donald Trump, which is weird.
I actually think that's just to get publicity.
Maybe. I find their back and forth really bizarre. I don't know why they're doing this. They're just they're like shit talking each other publicly. I don't understand why.
I wouldn't be surprised if they message each other in private.
Mm.
I would not at all be surprised because I feel like Trump
most likely slid into those DMs. I'm sure he has. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if because the post that he put up, and again, because I'm gonna be conceited and weird, because no one is gonna point this out but me. Yeah, because when I first looked at his Truth Social post that he took a shot at Elon, because everyone's just saying, "Oh, look, this is so funny," and when I read that, my first question was, did you give him the subsidy?
That would be the question.
No one is going to ask that but me. Because no one is fucking focusing on that.
It is a good question. It's a good question.
Because if you're going to shit talk him, Trump, my question is, if you gave him the subsidy, clearly you must think that his business is worthy of the subsidy.
Yeah.
So of all of your shit talking then, maybe your shit talking is not as bravado as you think. It's maybe just a hollow publicity stunt. Because if you told me, yes, you did give him, I would think that your kind of shit talking is quite hollow. And you're just doing this for publicity. Again, no one is going to point that out but me, because everyone is too busy focused on the fucking drama. Because that is what you do on a YouTube video, is I'm going to give my 2 cents on the drama. And if you watch my videos, I tend to not do that. I tend to do the opposite. I tend to do the weird thing, which is like, what is everyone talking about that you should be talking about? Not to blow my own horn here, but that is what I tend to do.
Elon did say in the exchange that he thought Trump should he said he should sail away and basically not run.
Yes.
That was the implication. I would, while we're on the topic real quick, even though I don't think we're going to go over, because that is the TLDR, is that Elon said he's going to buy Twitter. He's not going to buy Twitter. Twitter's suing him, and now Trump talked shit about him on Truth Social, and now Elon and Trump are going back and forth and arguing. Now, I think the reason why Trump is mad is because Trump really wanted to be back on Twitter. And I think he probably saw Elon buying it as the only way he was going to get back on it. Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
I don't actually. I don't think Trump gives a shit about Twitter at this point. I think he can make more moves on Truth Social. I do think that he took a pot shot at Elon because Elon said that Trump needs to go off into the sunset, and it does come across as if Trump is the 80s Hollywood movie star, and Elon Musk is the young buck trying to muscle in, and Trump is like, no, kid. I'm still the top dog here, and you're not trying to get my fucking turf. Get lost.
Right.
And there is a bit
understandable.
There's a bit of egoness. I think the egoness is more on Trump's side than Elon, but I still think, because I think Trump takes it a bit more seriously in a kind of egotistical way, whereas Musk appears to be more, I don't want to say humble, but appears to be taking it more in a kind of jovial manner than Trump. I don't know. This is just the language.
Oh, well, Elon's meme was hilarious about the Twitter thing.
Yeah, because he just put Abe from fucking Simpsons.
Yeah. Oh, well, his other meme is just like that. It was interesting what happened. I'll go over. I
what was
pasted in my. You didn't see it? Oh, no. I do have the link. We'll get back to this thing in a second.
Give me this. Like, let me just go on Twitter.
Just type in Elon Trump meme Twitter.
I'm just going to his Twitter account. His one against Biden was fucking funny.
You'll be able to find the image just from that. I think so. No, maybe not. I have it here. Hang on. Oh, right. There's a new one that he deleted like really quickly. I don't.
The Trump
apparently, because it wasn't doing well. Where's the meme? All right, here's the meme.
I did like what he said that now they have to disclose the bot info in court. That was fucking good.
Well, I'm gonna go over it. My opinion on the thingy. Where's the freaking meme? Ugh. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, here's the tweet. They said I couldn't buy Twitter, then they wouldn't disclose bot info, and now they want to force me to buy Twitter in court. Now they have to disclose bot info in court. That is the gist of it, which we talked about, and you didn't really respond to my massive wall of text, which I'm going to read now. Because you said something like to me, like you didn't like how everyone thinks that or acts like Elon is a fucking always playing 4D chess.
Yes.
And I said I don't think he is, and that's why I want to go over my response to you. But real quick, Kizza for £5 says either Trump is dunking on Elon for being a scrounging whore to the state, or this is some good 4D chess by both of them. Winky face. We'll find out soon. It's who knows. I'll give you my opinion on Elon in a moment about this situation. And Dark Phoenix 77 for 2 says, here's the actual data. Is the name of Aiden's sex tape. Yeah, probably. So why did you, you did say that I was essentially simping. That's not the terms you used. You said that I was accusing him of being more of a genius, and I think you think he is.
Yes.
And I'll explain my feelings on it.
Yeah, I don't think... Here's the thing. The longer the saga goes on, the more that sort of crutch becomes unrealistically insane and unhinged.
Exactly.
Yes.
Understandable.
Yes, that's my only thing. That being said, I do think he is about the only person I would trust who would be able to pull some shit like that off, because he is very intelligent. So if there's one person that has the autism power of genius to pull off something that extravagant, it would be him.
And I think demonstrably he's a genius.
Yes.
But how much doesn't mean that you have precognitive capacity. So here's what I said in response to this. I think he fully intended to buy Twitter, but then again, Twitter wouldn't disclose their data. It's the same thing as his meme. Twitter was just like, no, we're not going to give over the data.
That and then when they on purpose.
That Twitter didn't give over the data.
No, I think him knowing that they were doing shady shit. I think that was
obviously.
On purpose. Yes.
Well, I'm reading through what I sent you before that you didn't respond to.
Sorry, you tend to go off on tangents sometimes. Like sometimes I wake up and I look at that and I'm like, holy shit, I just sent me like 10 fucking messages in a row.
Dude, the same thing with you though. Come on now. This is a mutual.
I send them in bulk, like when I'm writing a script.
That's what I just did too. Mine was in bulk as well. No, look, okay, just admit this is a mutual being like, I'm angry about this thing, or I have an opinion on this thing.
Where did you send me this so I can see?
It was the other day. It was later at night, I think. I think he fully. It was like midnight. I said I think he fully intended to buy it, but then Twitter would not give over their data, and it was just making a strange kind of we totally swear there's no bot statements. So like to reconstruct the timeline, at first Twitter poison pills its own stock and has all these all hands on deck meetings about trying to prevent the sale. And remember what the poison pill was, if people don't recall what that is that they inflated the amount of stock that was in the market and gave it to existing shareholders that made the stock appear to increase in price and would make it more expensive for him to buy it, right? But it actually causes longitudinal serious damage to the value of the stock. It's used to prevent hostile takeovers, right?
Yes.
So they actually destroyed their own stock value. They did it by choice. Twitter did that. Then they were having all these all hands on deck meetings. While they're having all these all hands on deck meetings, the Twitterati, their own employees, are going out publicly on Twitter, crying and seething and shitting and pissing, right? They're making
behavior.
very public statements about we cannot allow Elon Musk to purchase this website. If we do, it'll mean the end of Twitter. Even despite the poison pill and these meetings and all this stuff, Elon he's still like he's going forward and trying to buy it. But he's asking them to disclose their data about their bot accounts and their algorithmic processing and stuff. And as soon as they seem to have given over some data, at least, which what they gave him was not accurate, clearly, because then he asked them for I don't just want like your basic report. I need to have full access to the freaking data so that they can be analyzed by external review, not by you being like, well, there's no bots. We said so therefore there aren't. All of a sudden, the entire attitude on Twitter changed overnight.
Yeah.
Now there's no more Twitter employees screeching about him. Now there's no more attempts to intentionally overinflate the stock price. And now they really, really, really want the deal to go through. And remember, this is an extremely sweet deal. He was offering way more than what per stock than what it was valued at on the market, right?
Yeah.
A meme number.
Yeah, what's a Twitter stock now? Let's have a look.
Oh, it's crashed now. It's in the gutter right now. But
36.75. It was higher than it was earlier today.
Yeah. So my point is that Elon is a smart guy, but you don't have to be a genius to see that something fishy as fuck was going on in that situation where they were like, no, we don't want to disclose anything. We don't want to disclose anything. We're screaming about you buying the platform. And now they're going to sue him for not buying it.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
Excuse me. If you're not thinking that looks suspicious as hell, then you're not paying attention. I think personally that he was reacting to their behavior. That's why it looks like 4D chess, but it's not. I think he's reacting to the crazy stuff that's going on Twitter. I don't think he could have planned this out that many steps ahead, like not realistically. He surely had a good idea about Twitter's censorship and their shadow banning, but he probably didn't have a good idea of how fake their entire user base is in terms of his activity. And that's important because that's the way that Twitter makes all of their money, is through selling advertisements that companies believe are being sold to real users. But if they're being sold to bot accounts, the company loses all value pretty much. I think he still would have bought it, even if it was massively full of bots, as his stated goal in buying it. Yeah, right. As his stated goal, and I'll get to that in a second. As his stated goal in buying it had nothing to do with profit. It was about free speech. Although we definitely did see that when he was looking at buying it, then the stock was going up. It looks like a 4D chess move. And if I were him, I would play it off as a 4D chess move, as his plan all along. But I actually don't think it was, because right now Twitter only had, once this happened, once Elon backed out, they only had two options, which was that they could sue him, in which case all of their bullshit, their botting, their censorship, their lies to shareholders, all of it's going to get brought out in discovery. Or they didn't sue, but their reputation's already destroyed, and their stock's in the toilet. Either way, he ends up winning, because if he does want to buy it, their stock's in the gutter now, or they take him to court and they get shown to be a horrible organization, and he can still buy it. Any possible outcome on this, Elon still wins, which is crazy. Any possible outcome at this point, I think Elon still wins. 3 of 12 says, I'm exhausted how much water I drink. Do I have the heat stress? You probably have... Yeah, 3, you probably have heat exhaustion. Just 3, Ardent can call you. Go lay down. It's very hot out. Go lay down, okay? Take care. Please be all right. Lay down. Try to get some sleep. Get some ice, maybe. Put that in a... Oh, if you get like a Gatorade, if you've got like a hot water bottle that you can put ice in and make it a cold water bottle, that's the thing that might help. Or just put it in some, like a Ziploc bag or in some, in a towel or something. Put it on your head because your heads were... I know. I'm finishing. We'll finish up here in a second. Do you mind if I end on the thing that's making me enraged? Because we're done with the Biden stuff. Okay. Real quick, Jernegi her 5. But real quick, Jornegi45 says, if Elon and Trump look like enemies, it may lower the guard of these twits. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If they are doing the 4D chess thing, that's brilliant, by the way. And I wouldn't think that's outside of the realm of possibility. I think it's unlikely, but not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. I think it's just two fucking egos.
Yes, I agree. Kizza for £5 says, here's the question, why hasn't Twitter been taken down for having CP on there? Because of their clear collusion with the US government. Yes, Elon should be where you need 51% to have control, not 100%. Yeah, but he's trying to buy it outright. So, we went over some of the Elon stuff. I want to just talk real quick about the thing that has been making me seethe. And you should know what it is, I think. It's this topic. We were talking about this. We talked about this last week. Forget about the Biden polling data. We went through it. The fact of the matter is, Biden polling data. Oh, this story. Yeah. But here's what happened. So last week we talked about this. Is that there was a huge heat stroke? It sounds like heat stroke 3. It was a huge story. It was going viral all over the world. That because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, that a 10-year-old girl was forced to cross state lines. And we know how bad that is from the Rittenhouse trial, right? How bad crossing state lines is.
Yeah, if you have a weapon, maybe.
Forced to cross state lines from Ohio to Indiana to get an abortion. And isn't that terrible? The problem in this whole situation is that I can't believe that a 10-year-old would have to drive across state lines just to get an abortion. And it's like, the people who sold this, who try to sell the stories like, this is what Republicans want. No. But how did you think in creating the story, let's not say creating it, because we now know there's some truth to it, in blowing up this story, that the concern was going to be about, oh no, the poor 10-year-old can't get an abortion, because by the way, she could have. Under the emergency, there's emergency provisions in the state of Ohio. She could have gotten an abortion in the state of Ohio. Okay? Even now, even though she was 7 weeks pregnant, which, again, I talked about last week, really suspiciously, she was exactly the number of weeks pregnant following exactly after the leak from SCOTUS regarding Roe v. Wade. Exactly. It was 7 weeks after the SCOTUS decision. So when I saw that, my conspiracy, my tinfoil starts popping, the popcorn starts going off in the Jiffy Pop bag. I'm like, that sounds like you did that. Sounds like you maybe you did that. That's a hoax.
The only person who apparently was talking about it was the person who did the abortion and nothing else. And
we'll get into that.
And when that happens and you go, wait a minute, this is a potentially a felony. And the only person that's being reported on is just this person and no one else.
Well, it has been reported on now.
Yeah.
Now, again, there's still not hard evidence on that, but there's been an arrest, okay? Because what was horrifying to all of us when this broke was, to anyone who's not a psychopath, right, was not, oh no, that poor woman couldn't get an abortion. It was, who raped that child, and how soon can we string them up?
If you're saying that's what you were thinking, yes.
Well, that's what everyone sane was thinking, was who raped the child, and how quickly can we punish them, and severely can we punish them?
Yes,
because that's like what a normal person thinks when they hear about a 10-year-old child who's been raped. Is, well, let's go find the person who did it. But these stupid people on the left, don't you get it? They were like, this will make those conservatives look really dumb because a 10-year-old girl had to get an abortion. It's like, no. First of all, in the state of Ohio, she would have been allowed to get an abortion, even after 6 weeks, because emergency circumstances. It's written into the law, okay? Emergency circumstances. It's written into the law. Secondly, if your first thought when hearing this story is not who raped the child, then I have concerns. Third, in many cases, if not the majority of cases, the vast majority, actually, this is based on data. The vast majority of cases where a child that young is raped, who does it? Spin. Who's the perpetrator?
Which?
Is it some random person from the street?
Probably not.
It's family. It's a family member. It's dad or it's mom's boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Illegal.
We'll get there. So there were a lot of questions. Yeah. And none of them were being answered because it was all of it was based on the testimony of one doctor. No one could get in contact with anyone to find out anything about it. Well, now the information's coming out. A Columbus man has been charged with impregnating a 10-year-old Ohio girl who traveled to Indiana to seek an abortion, led to international attention following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and activation of Ohio's abortion law. Gershon Fuentes, 27, whose last known address was an apartment on Columbus' northwest side, was arrested Tuesday after police say he confessed to raping the child on at least 2 occasions. He has since been charged with rape, a felony first degree in Ohio. How is it not also rape and child? How is it just rape? It's rape of a child. It's got to be more severe than that, right? Columbus police were made aware of the girl's pregnancy through a referral by Franklin County Children's Services that was made by her mother on June 22nd. Detective Jeffrey Hoon testified Wednesday morning at Fuentes' arraignment. On June 30th, the girl underwent a medical abortion in Indianapolis, Hoon said. So, and again, this is the thing, and I'll get into this in a moment. There's a PJ Media article about this, but we'll get into it. Hoon also testified that DNA from the clinic in Indianapolis is being tested against samples from Fuentes, as well as the child's siblings to confirm contribution to the aborted fetus. 10-year-old girl's abortion, Ohio AG David Yost gave cast doubt on 10-year-old's rape victim case now rejoices at arrest. Me too. I thought this was fake. There's only 2 things it was. Now, unfortunately, this is the worst option, right? This is way worse. I thought it was fake. The fact that it's real, potentially, is so much worse. So I wouldn't rejoice at the arrest. I would rejoice, I guess, that he's arrested, but not rejoice that it's real. I just thought it was a hoax because it was insane. It was exactly 7 weeks after the SCOTUS leak. It all sounded very fake to me. And it may still have been put on. I don't know. It may have been encouraged by certain people. I don't know. It's just it's suspicious. It's weird. I find it very bizarre. Franklin County Municipal Court Judge Cynthia Ebner said the case did not warrant Fuentes, who is believed to be, guess what, undocumented, to be held without bond. Ebner said a high bond was necessary, however, due to Fuentes being a possible flight risk and for the safety of the child involved. Before being arrested, Hoon and Detective David Phillips collected a saliva sample from Fuentes, according to a probable cause statement. Ebner set a $2 million bond for Fuentes, who's being held in the Franklin County Jail. The criminal charges and testimony from the Columbus detective further confirmed the disturbing story that has become a key flashpoint in national furor over SCOTUS' decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. So now we know why all the information about this was being covered up, don't we? Spin? Uh-oh, did he fall asleep? Or did he go away? Spoon! Uh-oh. Well, guys, I think now we know why the information about this case was being covered up. It was an undocumented immigrant named Fuentes who allegedly raped the 10-year-old who was pregnant. We wouldn't want anyone to know that bit of detail, would we? We wouldn't want anyone to know that. That appears to be why they were... Now, again, I don't want the little girl to be doxxed or anything. You know, I'm fine with that information being private. But it's... God damn it, dude. Indianapolis Star, a Gannett sister paper of the Dispatch, where I'm reading this from, first reported earlier this month that the 10-year-old victim traveled from Ohio to Indiana for abortion services after most abortions became illegal in her own state. By the way, most, see how it says most there? Under emergency services, it would not have made necessarily this abortion illegal, okay? It would not have made this abortion illegal necessarily. The account was attributed to Dr. Caitlin Bernard, an Indianapolis physician who provides abortion services, and by the way, who is an abortion activist. She is not just an abortion doctor, she is an active abortion activist. And if you look into her history, which we might in a minute, she has been investigated for providing undocumented abortions to underage children in the past. The story went viral, of course. Imagine being that little girl, Biden said on Friday as he derided the high court's decision. I'm serious. Just imagine being that little girl. I'm sure you think about being that little girl all the time, Biden. The story was then questioned by Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost on Fox News, who questioned the validity of the account during an appearance. Yost, a Republican, told Fox host Jesse Waters that his office had not heard a whisper of a report being filed for the 10-year-old victim. We have regular contact with prosecutors and local police and sheriffs, not a whisper anywhere, Yost said on the show. Yost doubled down on that interview with USA Today Network Ohio Bureau on Tuesday, saying that the more time passed before confirmation made it, quote, more likely that this is a fabrication. I know the cops and prosecutors in the state, Yost said. There's not one of them that wouldn't be turning over every rock looking for this guy, and they would have charged him. They wouldn't leave him loose on the streets. I'm not saying it could not have happened. What I'm saying to you is there's not a damn scintilla of evidence. On Wednesday, once news of the arraignment of the Columbus man accused in the child's rape came, Yost issued a single-sentence statement. We rejoice anytime a child rapist is taken off the streets. He later added, absolutely delighted that this monster has been taken off the street. If convicted, he should spend the rest of his life in prison. So we'll have to see really what goes on, because this is all bullshit. This whole story is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit from top on down. Spoon, are you there? I don't know if he might have fallen asleep. Shit, if he fell asleep. Oh, he was drinking. Oh, maybe he passed out, guys. Well, yeah, he's not going to be able to change the article then on the screen for you. But I'll read this a little bit. You can find it on PG Media. It's from Megan Fox. She went on last night with Ricada Media. This is the abortion doctor at the heart of the She's 10 viral horror story, who was accused of failing to report underage abortions. Dr. Caitlin Bernard loves Spotlight. The Indiana abortionist gets interviewed on television and print whenever abortion laws seek to limit her big abortion business. Recently, Bernard's claims about a 10-year-old rape victim who says came across state lines from Ohio to Indiana for an abortion went viral, and the attention Bernard is now getting might not be the kind she likes. So, the TLDR is that Megan reported on the story, then really couldn't find any evidence because, like I said, it was all being covered up. So Megan started to file FOIA requests, started to talk to authorities, local police. So after some digging into, Bernard uncovered that she had been exactly in this kind of trouble before. Indiana Right to Life audited termination of pregnancy reports that are public records in 2018 and found that 9 abortion doctors failed to report underage abortions in the health department as required by law. Bernard was one of them. Here's the exact quote. It lists off the 48 consumer complaints have been filed against the 9 Indiana abortion doctors who have allegedly failed to follow the legal reporting requirement to protect young children from sex abuse. They are, including Caitlin Bernard. Some of the girls are under age 16 who had abortions that weren't reported to the DCS, to Child Protective Services, were as young as 12 and 13. The alleged 48 instances of failure to report occurred since July of 2017. The 48 consumer complaints, so in 1 year, 48 instances. Not just by her, there were again 7 other doctors. The state of Indiana requires that all abortions performed on girls under the age of 17 be reported to the health department and social services within 3 days. Law enforcement uses these reports to determine if the minor was a victim of abuse or rape. But apparently, Bernard and some of her colleagues don't think it's important or necessary to make sure that the girls on whom they perform abortions get justice against rapists. Did Bernard report this alleged 10-year-old rape victim to Indiana authorities as she was required to by law? That's the big question, and we really don't actually know. Right, as of me saying this, we don't know. Again, Megan Fox has put in for a FOIA request, put in for a request for access to this from the state, but yeah. Are you guys still there? Can you still hear me, or are we? Because people are just spelling things out in the chat. Anywho, so on that wonderful positive note, guys, considering I believe Spoon has passed out. Hello? Oh no. Can no one hear me? Oh no. Oh no, I think anyone can hear me. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I don't know, because Spoon's passed out, apparently. So, anywho, on that really positive note, though, so you can understand why I've been seething all day, I really hate this stuff. I thought for sure it was a hoax, and I really would have preferred that it had been a hoax. It doesn't appear to have been a hoax, but we'll find out. It was still perpetuated and used for political points, either way, on something that, from the second that it came out, should have been a focus on the goddamn perpetrator of this heinous crime. And it wasn't. Was it because he was an illegal immigrant? Maybe. Was it because they didn't actually want anyone to look into this? Was it because the woman who performed the abortion is a abortion activist who has been accused of not reporting, conducting underage abortions in the past? I think it's probably a combination of all of it. The fact of the matter is that if this is true, a 10-year-old was raped. The life of an innocent child was terminated. And if it was for political reasons, if this was all done, all of it, as a big political movement, well, I can't really say. And not Megan Fox, the actress, Megan Fox, the journalist. She works for PJ Media. I can't say on YouTube what I think should happen to every single person involved. But I think you could guess. Well, on that positive note, and since my co-host is asleep, as we just hit now midnight here in the UK, I'm going to go ahead and head out for the night, guys. I'm sure Spoon would say goodnight as well. Thank you guys so much for showing up and hanging out, and for the generous super chats. Pretty Link Kizza, thank you so much. Yeah, Kizza, talk to me. We'll talk about doing a car stream. I have nothing to contribute to it, but talk about cars sometime. Anywho, thank you guys so much again. And my next video will be on the housing crisis, so I'm working on that. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.